No more dock for me.
Wow. It's committing to it.
I'm committing.
I like that.
I don't click on those things. I just do command space.
I'm going to do that too. I'm going to hide my dock.
Is this something we can all agree on?
Because I'm a Raycast guy.
I was going to say,
I can't.
The real end to this whole debate is everyone has way too many tabs open and just do whatever you want.
Nah,
but
man. Well,
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I liked Arc in the first place, because I have way too many tabs open and it closes them for me.
You don't want Arc. You want an AI browser owned by Atlassian.
Yeah, what is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Marquez.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
This week, we've got NASA coming back from the moon. Sick. Chrome adding vertical tabs, which we can talk about if they're actually better or not.
What?
Samsung messages shutting down, Anthropic Project Glasswing, and how ANC to headphones is causing potential safety issues, and how a car company's trying to fix that. And we'll end it all with Andrew's Whoop rant part
An
2.
update to
Part
it.
2.
Yeah. I also put and like 4 times in there, so it just sounded like you did a really run-on sentence. That's my fault.
Hey, it's the intro. It's got to be a run-on. But first, did they even test this?
I have a really fast one.
Yeah.
No one's on Pixel right now, right? So none of you have experienced this. The new
I have moved
flashlight.
on to greener pastures.
Nah.
Nah, mine's greener. Mine's greener for sure.
Yeah, look at that
Or
thing.
yellower. The new flashlight quick setting is driving me insane. This only happens in Google Quick Settings and only if it is the 2x1 tile width.
Hyper specific.
So pressing the button, if you press just the little tiny circle of the flashlight icon, it turns the flashlight on.
Okay.
But if you press the whole thing, the setting comes up, which is flashlight strength.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is a good setting.
And it turned on.
It turns it on, but then you can either press turn off or done, and it stays on. I think
done, yeah.
the more specific adjustments should be the little button, and the big button should just be on and off. Every time I turn this on, I get a menu setting, and I hate it. And I think
I see what you're saying.
if you want to be specific, that should be the smaller touch real estate.
100%.
Okay.
You know what that reminds me
Thank
of?
you. I wonder if anyone else is having
No,
it.
that makes
Because
sense.
everyone I've asked to test this presses the little button, and I'm like, am I insane?
I mean, that's fair, but regardless, like a bigger touch target should be the more common
The
use
more
case.
general thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Thank
That
you.
reminds me of, when on the dynamic island on the iPhone, I think I said this in the review.
Are you back on the air?
I'm on the air.
Why?
I'm using another camera phone with like an incredible camera, so I was like, let me try to use the air. With
Okay.
less
That was a fair question. You sounded a little offended by him asking.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Okay.
I
think that was a totally fair question.
this is the first time I've stuck to the air for more than 2 days.
I want to try the air, but I don't want to spend $1,000 to try the air.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only black phone they sell. So,
Oh, fair.
the dynamic island, when you're playing media, you can either long press it, which brings up the little pop-up, or you can tap it, which brings up the whole app. I think I felt since the beginning that should be the other way around. I should tap it to show the controls, or I should long press it to dive into the app.
Yeah, that sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's the things that can happen accidentally should be the less annoying things that happen.
Yes.
So tapping both of those should just be the really quick thing that happens.
Yeah.
Where the more intentional version of it should be the more granular.
dive in.
Yeah.
That kind of related to that. You know how pulling down on the iPhone on the left brings up like one menu setting, and bringing down the one on the right brings up the quick settings?
On the left is notifications, on the right is quick settings. Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. Because to get to notifications is really hard, especially on the Macs.
Yep.
Like I can almost never do it. And it makes sense to want to get to quick settings like quicker, but I can almost never get to the
What do you think you go into more, settings or notifications?
quick settings, because if I want to do notifications, I just lock my phone and then swipe up.
Oh,
easier
interesting.
that's funny. That is faster.
Yeah, that's actually my tick. You know? Like
Lock, swipe up.
yeah, when I'm like anxious and I don't know what to do and I'm just like kind of unlocking my phone, I'm like notification. It's
Your unlock number must be crazy high after you
Dude.
did it today.
yeah,
Do they track that?
they probably do.
Oh.
We should all look
Your
at that at
phone
some
can
point.
track it. You can see it.
I didn't know that.
Digital well-being, or I
many
forget what
unlocks?
it's called on an iPhone.
Is that on
It's
Android?
called the same thing.
It's called the same thing. Digital, well-being.
No, it's called like
No.
Screen time.
Screen
something
time.
health.
Yes.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I looked at my screen time this week and it was not good. I was monitoring the situation.
Are you on iPhone?
Yeah.
Did you turn off joint device screen time? Because by default, it sums every device that's signed into your iCloud account.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to be like, how do I have 18 hours of screen time? And then I realized, oh, it has my entire workday of
Oh.
which and
What?
I usually have my devices. Maybe they
And
turn
that
us
doesn't
off.
actually track if you're looking at it.
This is
No. So if you have like jolt of caffeine or something on,
Yeah.
you can have 24 hours of screen time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But
That's good to know.
Maybe they turned it. This was like as of a year and a half ago.
yeah.
Anyway, that was a good one, Andrew. I agree with you that the bigger touch target should be the more common
Although,
use case.
if I can quickly
Shut up, Adam.
be the
Shut up, Adam.
Yeah.
Just agreed with me.
devil's
Don't butt
advocate,
this. Yeah.
I feel like the reason why the more complicated thing is the tap is because they measure time it takes to do something. And that's what they're optimizing for.
I'll fully admit that the reason they did that is probably based on the literal statistics that they have
Yeah.
on the phone. I just
They're
think
just
those
wrong.
stats are wrong.
Yeah, but feelings don't care about your facts, Andrew. Come on. All right.
Let's talk about
Let's
it.
talk about
Hey, this week,
rockets
NASA sent people around the moon.
around
Yeah,
the moon.
I don't think I can name all the planets.
Is the moon a planet, Andrew?
It's very specifically worded.
Could be.
There are so many interesting things about this, and I just figured we could just pop through some of the most fascinating ones. First of all, the Artemis II mission is what it's called. These 4 astronauts went, they launched, they slungshot around Earth. They then flew 250,000 miles to the moon, slungshot around the dark side of the moon, and then came back to Earth. And I think by the time you listen to this on Friday, that's when they splashed down in the ocean. So like a week-long mission, and about 45 minutes of that was spent behind the moon, which is the farthest any humans have ever been from Earth. Which
Pretty
is
sick.
So cool.
Yeah.
They took some incredible photos from back there.
Yeah.
And they also sent them back to Earth for us to look at before they even got back here. And the photos are incredible.
They're so sick.
And I have so many thoughts. Okay, first thing we started seeing is this is I guess the first mission where the astronauts were allowed to bring personal devices into space, meaning their iPhones and Android phones. And so we did get images from their smartphones as well sent back. And that's awesome. That's really interesting. Probably some of the best moon photos any phone has ever taken because they're super close to it.
Yeah.
We all like to think we can take moon photos from our phone, but
The Earth photo was the one that was
Yeah.
popping off on Twitter.
yeah,
Which
so
was very funny. and
they
all
looked
over the
great.
place.
They took photos out the window of their space shuttle, and you could see like Earthrise as they got further and further from Earth. The Earth got smaller and smaller, and then they got closer and closer to the moon, and the moon got bigger and bigger until they like slingshot around the moon. I had to Google this. They went within like 5,000 miles of the moon's surface to do that gravity slingshot. So they were really close. I mean, in the scale, in the scale
of the
in the
universe.
universe, like, they went 250,000 miles, and then they got within 5,000 miles of the moon. I think that's pretty cool.
Compared to the biggest possible thing we can measure, they were
Yeah.
pretty close.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any thoughts on the shot on iPhone photos that we got from Artemis? I thought they were pretty cool.
I have some thoughts.
I thought they might end up as a billboard pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Some people had takes against that. They were like, let it just happen organically.
I'm fine with
and
that.
It's fine if it's never a billboard, but also
Yeah.
missed opportunity from Samsung because Samsung Galaxy.
Well, I saw some
'cause of
funny
Galaxy,
memes
yeah.
because you know the photos where they took the photo of the moon in the foreground and then Earth was in the background, which is like
Yeah.
the opposite of what we usually see.
Yeah.
There was a really funny meme where like the moon was in the foreground and then the background was a moon. It said shot on iPhone. I mean, shot on Samsung.
Samsung, yeah.
I was like,
I saw a bunch of
pretty
those, like,
funny.
if Samsung took this. I saw people complaining, like, wow, it's a real shame they didn't use a Samsung for this photo with its zoom. And it's like, you're in space.
You're literally in front of the moon. Why do you need?
You don't need the zoom. You're in space. This
Yeah.
is literally the opposite. Also,
Yeah.
it was the iPhone selfie camera,
There
which
was
is
some
really
from the
cool.
selfie camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I might get canceled for this,
Do it.
but I
Maybe not. I'm just kidding.
no, I just don't think it's. People are like, wow, it's insane that this is that selfie camera, and I was like, well, yeah, you.
I thought it was cool.
If you took, yeah, it is cool, but it's like, yeah, it's the selfie camera. I mean, you can do photos with the selfie camera. Like, what's so insane about that?
I guess it's like, I think more so is that this photo itself is incredible because it's Earth and we just don't see it. It really has
For
nothing
sure.
to do with the camera.
Yeah, it's just-
Any phone could have basically taken
It's
that
just
photo
the
up there.
perspective. It's not even so much about the phone that's taking it. It's that we have all these, like when you open your phone camera roll and you see the photos you took, and that's your perspective from the last couple days, and you know what a photo from your phone usually looks like.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think that their camera roll, they open it up and it's a photo looking down on Earth from 250,000 miles away, and like a shot of the moon, which is somehow right next to them. Like that's just such a crazy thing to imagine.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I don't know, humanizes it or like puts it into perspective for us to appreciate that that's really how it looks to them sitting looking out that window.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff.
It'll be funny in like 20 years when they're scrolling really far back in their gallery one day and
Memories.
they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this happened 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Just like
6
the
years
Earth.
ago today.
Yeah, what is the AI going to say? Like it'll
Yeah, it's like
show you your like
you in
your lunch or your
California.
dog, and it'll be like you on the moon. Does it know that they were on the moon? Like what is it going to say?
You know how you can track your location in Google Maps, like going back all the way?
just like-
I wonder what happens.
Yeah, what does their
over
find
this
my
Fog of
say?
World would have went crazy.
Fog
on
of
that
World
trip.
is like, where did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you have people's pins on Find My. Where do you think those pins went?
Oh,
It's
that's
just off the grid, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I do a little camera breakdown of all the cameras
Yeah.
they used on this
Yes.
trip? Okay. So a lot of people were confused why they were using the Nikon D5, which is a camera that came out in 2016. And I've been screaming about this for years, and this is actually like finally starting to get better. So the reason they use the Nikon D5 is because of a very large pixel pitch. That's the size of the pixel on the sensor. If you have a bigger pixel pitch, you get more light per pixel, which means lower noise. And for space photography, that's very important because most of the background is black.
Yeah, not a lot of light.
Yeah.
Some people are asking, why did they shoot with the Hasselblad? The Hasselblad is 100 megapixels.
100
But each one of those pixels is tiny.
Very tiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 6.4 is very big, and like 10 years ago, it was more common to have a bigger pixel. It's only 20 megapixel camera, which is fine. Like that's still a lot of resolution for like if you want to use it as a desktop wallpaper or something like that. It looks very DSLR-y. They did also use a Nikon Z9, which is Nikon's like flagship camera that's out right now. That has a pixel pitch of 4.35 micrometers, so it's a little bit smaller, still very good. 45.7 megapixels. Obviously, they're going to want to be able to zoom in on some of these pictures.
Yeah.
They used a GoPro Hero 4 Black, which I saw some really cool photos of.
They did make that an Instagram post.
Yeah, in the
That's-
Instagram post.
Yep.
That's like 7 or 8 years old at this point.
Yeah.
We're on Hero 11 or 12 or something, I think.
Yeah, I was kind of curious why they did that. It might have been a similar thing with a bigger pixel pitch. I didn't actually look at what that pixel pitch was.
I think what happens is these programs take so many years to build that they're not using typically state of the art. Like when they build this Artemis II thing, they're using the 2019, 2020 cameras when they start building it. So even though there's newer cameras available today, that's the stuff that they started with. When
Seems
this
like that would be the
started.
easiest thing to just switch out, though.
They're probably similar resolution, but like computers and dimensions and stuff, they just lock that stuff in.
Yeah.
It's the same reason like the software used to record the podcast is stuff called Wild Tracks, and like we're generally like 6 or 7 versions behind the most recent version because like God forbid, we just can't validate every single aspect. And,
Yeah.
if we use one too many threads and it interacts with the lighting software weird and it crashes and we lose an episode, I'd much rather miss a few features and know it works.
Yeah.
And
Don't test in production.
And that's on a podcast. Like picture it in space.
Yes.
There's no Best Buy in space.
If anything,
Yet.
GoPro really should have done the marketing campaign because they're like
Yeah,
a
that
dying
feels
company.
way more up there.
I don't know if they're allowed yet. I saw someone say
No, I
how
know.
because NASA's like government funded
posted
and
it.
everything. Like,
Yeah.
you would have to reach out to the individual astronaut
Yeah.
and ask them for their permission.
None of
already on
True
their
that is,
Instagram.
but
There was a lot of misinformation online. People were saying, "Oh, Apple probably paid for it." And like, no, there was actually confirmation that none of
It's-
these companies paid to have their devices.
It's
used.
wild to think that when you just look at like these astronauts are from the US and what the US iPhone market share is, it's really easy to
It's
deduce that
yeah.
they probably have an iPhone.
And also,
that's
by
just
the
their
way,
device.
everyone's like, "Why Nikon? Why not Canon?" Nikon was the first ever camera in space, and the reason that happened was because one of the astronauts just happened to be a photographer, and he bought a Nikon like before he went up into space, and he just took some pictures. And that was before Hasselblad. That's before Hasselblad started making their custom Hasselblad cameras for space, which they left some of those cameras on the moon, which They should have just retrieved them because they've been there since 1969 or whatever.
Oh, the
67.
cameras are still on the moon.
Yeah, the cameras are still on the moon. They just took the film backs.
Wow.
Because they needed as little weight possible to be able to get back.
Space litter. We should go retrieve those.
Next, we have the iPhone 17 Pro Max for the candid photos of the moon through the window, which I think was very sick.
Those are fun.
They're just very sick. They're very cool.
Yeah.
They had 80 to 400 millimeter lenses for close-up shots of the moon.
Those shots look insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we get the most detail we've ever seen of the moon. I think my favorite shots are the ones that are wide angle through the window of the spacecraft. So
Yeah.
you can see like the window frame and then
Yeah.
you see what they see outside the window frame.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to picture what it would be like to be on the spacecraft, but those are the shots that help me best understand what they're seeing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then overall, there were 28 cameras placed inside and outside the spacecraft, which is very cool. If you go to the NASA website, they've been uploading all of these basically in real time. I mean, with a slight delay at the speed of light. But they're really cool. If you download the original images, you can get all the metadata for it. And these are very good OLED wallpapers. And I don't think that they're going to be OLED, right as you download them. But if you take them into Photoshop and you lower the black point to 0, then they'll become OLED.
They'll look incredible.
So yeah, I'm definitely planning on using one of these as a wallpaper for sure.
My favorite photo that I've linked in the doc, which is the second link there, it's on Flickr, is the eclipse that they saw. So when they flew around to the dark side of the moon, there's a brief moment where the sun was behind the moon and the side of the moon was being lit up by a reflection of the Earth. So they had the rarest solar eclipse of all time. Nobody other than these four people have ever seen this perspective of a solar eclipse. And they took a photo of the moon, which is just this ball floating in space in front of them, on a Z9. It's like a 2-second exposure, and it's just the trippiest. I can't believe it's a real photo. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then all of the background, you see all these stars and planets lined up and galaxies in the background behind them. Incredible wallpaper material. One of my favorite photos I've ever seen, for sure.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely
It's already
gorgeous.
the wallpaper on my phone.
The glow in the back.
So good.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing that a lot of people were curious about, they did live stream a lot of this. I remember watching the launch on NASA's YouTube channel on last Wednesday. There was like 2.8 million concurrent viewers, which is pretty sick. What a lot of people don't know is they kept streaming for a week and showing like the perspective of the astronauts as they got closer to the moon and farther from the Earth. And you might be wondering how they did that because there's no internet in space.
Yeah.
They just were sending information directly back to, I think there's a series of 3 satellites on Earth where at least one of them is always pointing towards the moon, or one of them is always pointing towards the spacecraft no matter where they were in orbit. So they were always able to send data back to Earth. And that's how we have, this little super low res, but effectively live stream of the astronauts. And it's 1 light second away tops. So it's not that much of a delay as they send that information. So pretty cool.
Pretty awesome.
Crazy they could live stream this whole thing, yet Netflix constantly can't get Love is Blind reunion streamed properly on time.
There's more demand for that, Andrew.
For Love is Blind? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
So
think they'd get it right.
yeah, if you want to go see those photos, download those pictures, go to the NASA website. We could link that in the show notes to make it easier. Speaking of, I
Making
really
it
don't know how
easier.
to make this transition. Let's
Things
see.
that don't exist.
Things that don't exist. We can joke.
Saying allegedly
can
every
joke.
time you guys have talked about.
We can joke about that.
I don't even want to put it in.
We
I will say-
believe that this is real.
No, stop. Don't put it in. The moon is real.
Come on.
There is a moment, there is a thing happening on social media where there's way more conspiracy theory content.
Yeah, because
I
of
don't even know
engagement
how to
bait.
talk about it. It's just like obviously bait and it's engagement bait, but it's also like there's never been so much of it and it's never been so easy for dumb people to see it and probably just jump right along and believe it.
Or
Weird.
like you said, it's like that and rage bait where people want to feel smart by saying no, you're wrong and stupid, which is engagement and makes that person money.
Yeah.
So
The
don't
incentives
engage.
are bad.
Don't engage. See the rage bait, just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
That's how you win.
Dude,
Yeah.
this question, what was the first camera in space?
Yeah, okay,
is so interesting because
Yeah.
it begs the question, what is space? And also,
What is a photo?
What is a camera?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this is like bonus episode gold, right?
Yeah, maybe we should do that. I know that the NASA has been licensing or been using Nikon cameras since like 1971 or something.
71, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
There's some interesting,
Officially.
There's some interesting stuff in here.
Yeah,
The
there's
original Moonrise photo was a Hasselblad, right?
Hasselblad was the first camera that NASA was like, we're going to work with a camera company and make a space camera.
Yeah.
John Glenn went to a drugstore and bought a Minolta that he had modified by NASA to be able to hit with his spacesuit.
Yeah.
But then in 61, like a few months before that, a cosmonaut brought a 16 millimeter camera, like a Soviet 16 millimeter camera. But then also, it seems like there were submissions with automated TV cameras out. Like there's some interesting. I think we should dive deeper into this.
Yeah. So Hasselblad made special versions of the Hasselblad 500 series cameras that basically are pump action because the astronauts wear spacesuits. The regular Hasselblad 500 CM has like a small little shutter button that is like very hard to, even with your regular finger, it kind of like pricks your finger a little bit. Not actually like through your finger, but it's like kind of hard to use. Anyway,
Bad design.
They made it a pump action, and then there's only 3 distance settings. There's close, medium, and far. They made a replica series 20 years later. They made a replica series of those cameras that they made 1,000 of, which I own one of them because I'm crazy. And they made these special backs that could fit like way more film than most cameras. But I should have brought that in. Maybe I'll bring it in next week and I can show you guys. It's pretty cool.
Sick.
Speaking of, did any
really cool things?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking of really cool things.
Better than what I had.
Rolls of something.
Rolls of.
Good call.
They weren't really rolls. They were kind
We
of.
did get to see Zach from JerryRigEverything do a teardown of a phone that never shipped because it's LG's rollable phone. Fun fact: there's one in the mail here now.
What?
Oh, like we got it. I know
he
it's
send
on
it
the
to us?
way.
I have my sources.
This is breaking news to us in the studio.
Yeah.
That's every week. That's every week.
Yeah. So LG died in 2021 is when they shut down their like smartphone division. They stopped
that long
making
ago?
phones. Yeah, 2021. I believe that's right. That's
a crazy way to say you murdered them.
No. So I was going to say the last two phones that they shipped before they died was the V60 and the LG Wing. And I had a lot of nice things to say about the LG Wing, as insane as that phone was.
It's crazy.
But here's the thing about phones like the LG Wing. No one else would try that.
Yeah.
And that's why we love LG.
Yeah.
And that's why they're dead.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
look, they also had a phone in the works that was like a rollable phone that went from a 5.5-inch phone and then kind of unrolled, motorized like a parchment to an 8-inch phone.
Yeah.
We could have had it all rolling in the deep.
Yeah.
That's a.
Is that Streetlight?
Yeah.
Anyway,
So Zach got his hands on one. We will as well soon, and he immediately did a teardown, which is so his style. And you can see how over-engineered this thing is. There's two
really
motors.
cool.
There's 2 motors. There's this metal track inside. There's 3 spring-loaded arms. The whole thing like plays. It doesn't play sound. It makes noise as it opens. Like, and since it makes so much noise, they play like a musical chime to sort of try
cover
to
it up.
mask how loud that is. So it's really it's
awesome.
quite a piece of engineering, just like the Wing was. It's insane, and it never shipped. We don't know what they would have charged for it, what they would have called it, how they would have marketed it. But I do plan on like trying to use it.
I'm
and seeing
excited
how it goes.
to get that. I'm not seeing the video, but I am terrified at what that's gonna be like when he takes the knife to the screen.
Oh no, he doesn't do it.
He didn't do it in that video.
Thank God.
It was
There's
just
still
a
time.
breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah, there's still time. He could do that.
There's still time.
But I suspect a phone like this would not be very durable.
No.
It would not hold water and dust out very well.
Yeah.
It has the soft outer screen totally exposed all the time.
No, that's what was really cool about it is when it folds into the back, there's an exterior glass screen that it folds underneath on the backside. And then so on the back, it's not the soft touch screen. I guess you're saying the front of it is
But
the
the
soft
front
touch
is
all the
always
time.
out.
But the back works when it's not unrolled as a back screen, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I actually like the way they engineered this thing was really impressive and probably would have been better, made more sense than the LG Wing. It kind of was like, remember the Xiaomi concept that was like, we said like 200% screen to body ratio. Yeah. It basically had a screen covering 60% of the back of it because it rolled around the backside. But the internals are really cool. The way it kind of, those spring loaded arms are actually pushing the whole battery and internal module with the screen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's some cool stuff. Definitely go check out his video. But yeah, he doesn't destroy it. He just actually uses it and takes it apart. It's the most careful I've ever seen Zach be. He's at the point where he's like, I am shaking opening this right now, and it's really funny to watch.
That's not
just for that.
the type of vibe you want for a phone that you use.
It's like a relic. It's like you don't want to do any damage to it. It'll be interesting to see when we get it here if like using it in real life, because the front screen is soft and it's never really protected as you use the phone. So it's there's no way it's as durable as a regular phone.
Yeah, no.
But
I do like that sort of half screen on the back
It's
that
really
he just
cool.
uses to see like his calendar and stuff like that. I think that's pretty smart.
viewfinder for the camera.
I would buy this.
It's cool. You should definitely go watch that, and I'm excited to see this thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of alternate form factors,
And never getting shipped. What? I guess it was shipped. But
well,
just
this
shipped.
might ship. This probably will ship. iPhone Fold. Actually, this entire week, there's been articles both about how the folding iPhone is maybe delayed and not going to ship in 2026. And then maybe it's actually not so delayed and it is going to ship in 2026.
And both of those articles were posted from the same website on the same day, which is why the only reason I added this, I think it's so funny that Mac Rumors had an article called Foldable iPhone Engineering Delays Could Push Launch to 2027. And also iPhone Fold expected to launch on time in September despite delay rumors.
So is this what hedging your bet looks like in real time? This is crazy.
It's the nothing ever happens theorem.
Yeah.
It basically, both of these articles were just two different sources saying what they think is going to happen. One's German, one's a Japanese newspaper, I believe. I cannot pronounce the name of the who wrote the article, but the one thing I did find interesting in terms of what they seem to agree on is, while this is most likely going to be announced at the same time as the iPhone 18, even if it's quote unquote on time, it probably will not be delivered the same time as the iPhone 18.
Yeah.
So I have no idea if this is going to be 2026. I think we will see the announcement in 2026. There's a chance this could be 2027.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the
getting
first time we've seen like a staggered release of the phones. I don't know if you remember the Mini and the Plus when they came out.
But that was only a
COVID.
month later.
It was only a month later.
Wasn't the iPhone 10 also a little after the 8?
Yeah,
True,
yeah.
exactly.
10
8
was
and 10.
after, and Mini, and that was COVID. That was like 3 though, wasn't it? It was like a couple.
There was, like,
there's 3 different dates of.
I'm not going to remember the exact order, but it was something like the Mini and the Pro Max came out after the regular and the Plus, or something like a month and a half later, which was easier to make videos about because they were staggered and
That was
separated.
great,
but-
actually.
Do we want to
Yeah.
take bets on this?
We already did.
Did we?
Oh.
We've definitely taken bets on if iPhone Fold is coming out this
Oh,
year.
This is
Yeah,
the year.
yeah. But we got new information. So do you think that it will be announced and then come out later, like in 2027? Or do you think it will be announced and come out in 2026?
I would not be shocked at all if we got this big fancy folding iPhone Ultra and they said coming early next year or coming
You think
in
they said that in
December.
September?
Maybe not early, maybe December or something like that. I could easily see it being a staggered release to build some hype.
That's a really How far away can it be to still be considered a staggered release? That's my
Typically, when they release a new iPhone, it comes out like 2-3 weeks later.
Yeah.
My take
So-
is that if you announce something and then you wait too long, people stop caring. Google had
yeah,
this problem
Siri
with the Pixel. Every time Google has launched a Pixel Fold, it's come out a couple months later and people just forget. Also,
Every Sony phone ever.
Sony freaking announces them in September and they always come out in December and then no one buys it. Shocker.
Bro, they're proud of that too. I remember I talked about like some of the Sony stuff. It was like 10 months later they would come out with the
Yeah,
phone.
it's unbelievable.
And then they finally made huge strides and they were like, Marquez, we came out with the phone only 3 months after we announced it, which is a big improvement, but it's still
But if you just
way
didn't
too
do
long.
that.
Just wait till it's done and ready to ship and then show it off and then ship it. Anyway, that's another
Evergreen
story.
clip that every company that's ever
Every
existed.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would probably make sense as like a month and a half staggered, here comes the Ultra type of thing.
I could see it.
I got a hot take.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to see this at Dub.
See it? No shot. 0%.
I think your whole showing it off like with folding iPhone be like coming later this. I think that's going to happen at Dub.
Like we did
okay.
with the Vision Pro.
Yeah. And then the phone itself will come out this year, but later.
That's possible.
I'm so torn on this. I love that take because part of me is like 0% no shot that happens. Dub is for development and is for software, and any sort of hardware announcement overshadows all the stuff they want to show, like iOS 28. But on the other hand, the times that they do show new hardware, it's specifically exciting to developers, and things like the Mac Pro, which people could get excited to develop on, Vision Pro, which people could get excited to develop for,
Yeah.
and folding phone, if you're making apps, you kind of want to start thinking about how to optimize your app for different screen sizes. So maybe it does make sense to do that.
Unless they basically just make it so it's automatic and it basically becomes an iPad.
I mean, that's the thing
type
they'll
app.
do for sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be their strength is like you add one line of code and now it's like you can make an iPad app by clicking one button basically.
Yeah.
But maybe you want to have some special, animation for the unfolding or something. I don't know.
I think
I could see it.
makes sense like that. I just think Dub this year is going to be too much worrying about having to re-announce Siri
Apple
2.0.
Intelligence.
That's why I think they're going to do it. I
To
think
cover that up.
Yeah, it'll be look at the
distraction.
excitement of the folding phone. Forget about liquid ass.
But that's going to look so bad if it's like we have to re-announce the thing that's 2 years late, and here's a thing that might be late again.
I think they could spin it because it's started to
Apple could
happen.
pretend anything's going to happen.
Well, the thing that the take I've seen more and more online is that Apple being late to AI has actually been the best version of AI, which is, all these phones are just shoving AI down our throats, and Apple's kind of not doing that so much, and that's refreshing. We appreciate
It's
that.
also because
great mistake.
And they stick to what they're good at, which is
Yeah.
good hardware.
It's also because Apple didn't really spend billions of dollars investing in this kind of stuff, and now that AI is becoming so commodified, they kind of have like their pick of the litter on what they want to utilize, right? So they picked Gemini because they had all these options. They didn't have all those options when ChatGPT in the iPhone got announced. That was like kind of the only thing that they could do, and now it's like this awkward like middle child that's like in the iPhone in a weird way, and they're probably going to get rid of that. And
It's nice that they can do it, but it's also really funny knowing that they tried and that was not the original plan and that they failed.
but they failed upwards,
Yeah. They got very lucky on that.
You're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Fail up.
and their stock is the only one that has not been impacted
You
by
think
the
of
AI stuff.
Yeah, you think of Apple as this huge tech company, and if AI is the next big, huge tech, then they must be a player in that space. But they're not a player in every space. They don't make everything. So, search engine, they don't make. They, borrow the best one and show it to their users as a default. And maybe
it's
that's
not released.
well, yeah, exactly.
definitely made
They don't. They're not a public competitor in that space.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of ending up true of AI, where there's all these models, there's all these advanced development. They tried to jump in, it didn't really work, but their bread and butter is still the device that you use to do the AI stuff on.
Yeah.
People are clamoring to buy Mac Studios that finally have enough VRAM. If you could tether 3 of them together with Thunderbolt, you can have a machine that runs OpenClaw and everything's local. Like people are buying Apple hardware still.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to continue to be true.
Yeah, and I think ultimately they're realizing that people use different AIs for different use cases, and so they just want to be the main thing that runs the thing. They don't want to be choosing what you use with it. Like Apple Intelligence, at the end of the day, is just an extension of things that the phone could basically already do. And so that doesn't need to be the thing that does everything. Like you're going to use Claude on your phone, you're going to use Gemini on your phone, you're going to use OpenAI, ChatGPT on your phone, if that's the service that you use.
Yeah.
And so, Google obviously has both and makes it, but at the end of the day, that could be a negative for them, because if Google's trying to force you to use Gemini and things work better with Gemini than they do with, say, Claude, and you're like a Claude power user, you might be more incentivized to use the iPhone that gives you more of a choice to use what AI you want to use.
Yeah.
So
There is no world in which that happens.
why?
There's no way that Google, the open one, would be more closed down with which
I'm not saying
AI
it would be
you can use
closed,
than
but
Apple.
but like Gemini is so
to disagree.
embedded in Android.
That's on like Gemini will always have its
Android tie.
Yeah, and it's Android tie and its inherent like abilities to do more, but they're not gonna actively make you not use Gemini.
No, I know that, but it would be annoying if you're doing various things on your phone and it's prompting you to use Gemini. It's actively trying to move you towards a Gemini subscription.
Yeah, but I could just like right now I could just change it to Claude, like in the settings.
Change what to Claude?
My assistant.
I think that's probably what people are going to want from their phone is the well-integrated thing, which is why it felt like it made sense for Apple Intelligence to be really good, because that's going to be the one that works the best across all these Apple surfaces. It's going to pull my messages and it's going to pull my calendar from Apple Calendar and all these other Apple things. So I want the Apple Intelligence AI to be good on my Apple device. And,
Right.
and of course, Gemini will be good across all these Google services, pull from my Google Drive, Google Photos, Google whatever. So that's what we were hoping for from Apple Intelligence, but now they're just kind of giving us the choice of other ones that don't really talk to Apple stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a businessman, I don't know how money works.
I'm a businessman.
However, I've always understood Google's whole business model to be we're going to either sell our hardware at a loss or with the slimmest possible margin we can do because you're going to use all these Google services and we can harvest your data.
Yeah.
And so I kind of agree with David. I see going forward, Google's going to be like, you're using Gemini. Because if someone buys a Pixel and then uses Claude, they're losing money on
That's
that
an L
sale.
for Google. Yeah.
The Pixel.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
bought,
no.
they don't
So
make
on the
money on the
Pixel-
Pixels.
Google, that's an L
No,
for
no, but
Google.
That's a Google.
You're
Yeah, it's an alpha. Yeah, I'm saying Google all of a sudden is not making like they're still harvesting all your data because they're using a Pixel,
Yeah.
but they need the Gemini data, I think, to really make it worth it.
I think my thing is that no AI is making money anyway. Google can just burn money because they own the internet.
No, but Google will make money by getting training data off of your Gemini chats and then also using the data they get from you via your Gemini chats to make your ads more targeted.
But they're getting
Yeah.
that data already from the iPhone, which is giving them $1 billion on top of that.
I think
like
they're
they
getting-
don't need
That's a
the
good point.
3% of Pixel users to use Gemini. They're going to let you use Anthropic.
Guys, I think I
Well-
might have just gotten clapped back.
But what I'm saying is like Google is always going to be pushing you towards Gemini, right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure,
all of
for
their
sure.
services, all of the things on the phone, like it's so embedded into the phone that it's easier to use Gemini. And so if you're like a Claude super user, you might be kind of annoyed that like now half of my context is in Gemini and the
Yeah.
other half is in Claude. And whether or not that ends up being a thing that incentivizes people to buy an iPhone, it probably won't be. But it's just kind of an interesting interaction because of the way that AI has been commodified.
Well, more so, my point was, I don't think there's a world where Apple is more open with that kind of thing, with sharing the context between different AIs than Google.
I kind of disagree with that.
Specifically because Apple has the servers that they're making with Google in partnership. Like Anthropic has servers from AWS, they have servers from Azure, they have servers everywhere. Apple is not going to let your data go to some random server. They want control of the server, which they have a partnership with Google.
Yeah,
to
and like
build
the things
those.
that happen like autonomously with the phone are obviously like through Apple, through Google, through those servers that are, nothing touches it. I just think they care less about what AI that you use versus Google really, really wants you to use Gemini, and the market incentives will probably push them towards making Gemini the choice they want you to,
I think you both have really,
all the
really
time.
valid points in the sense that I really see where you're coming from, where it's like Google doesn't have as much of an incentive to lock you into Gemini as I thought they might have at the outset of this conversation.
I think
But also, I do think Apple's opinion on this matter would change a lot more than Google's when you're talking about just like a normal generative transformer versus something agentic that's like monkeying around in your phone.
for sure. Yeah.
I think there's also probably a world where a lot of people at Google believe that if you do use
I'm sorry, Andrew's face.
No. My Pixel makes me want to never touch Gemini ever again.
Marquez, please, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
The look on Andrew's face was...
I think that there's probably a lot of people at Google who believe that they want you to use Gemini because that represents like the next stage of all of the data harvesting that they do. And if you start using a different AI and start doing all these searches and all these queries and all this stuff, that represents a bunch of data that they're not getting.
100%.
And so if they're allowing people to move on from Gemini to a bunch of other stuff, and then they slowly get less and less data from the old ways of gathering data, then they miss jumping the boat.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. They're basically transitioning from Google search being their primary revenue driver to Gemini. So if they're not getting if they don't have as many Gemini users, that's like a huge impact for them.
That's what I
I'm trying to envision a world where I can go into the iPhone settings and change Siri to Claude versus going into the Pixel settings and changing Gemini to Anthropic, like to Claude. And I'm trying to think which one is more likely to happen.
iPhone.
Really?
Because just because of who's a player in the game, I think. Like the way you can choose your search engine now on the iPhone, you could just move it from Google to whatever you want.
Yeah.
Is the same because they don't make their own search engine.
Yeah.
I think when there is a Claude, an Anthropic, and a GPT and a Gemini, you can do that on the iPhone and pick your model as well because they don't have a competitor in that space.
But not to just regurgitate Adam's earlier point, but like I totally think that's the case with a chat. However, if everyone's trying to get these agentic models that can actually do stuff inside your phone, it seems to me like a more uphill thing getting Apple to let an agent run on someone else's servers. And I can't believe Apple would want to set up their own data centers.
Well, the
exclusively
agentics
to run other people's agentic models.
The agentic stuff is probably going to be a local Gemini Nano model, which is different from the things that are hitting the servers.
That sucks. I want local Claude. I want local Haiku.
Yeah, and I don't think that Apple is going to allow multiple different models for that because they want the user experience to be unique and the same across all devices. I could see Apple eventually working with Anthropic and OpenAI for the AI stuff that happens in the cloud, because then they're creating a marketplace where they can reduce the cost that they're paying to those model providers.
Yeah.
And also it gives people the option to, use whatever commodity that they use.
Hear me out. We do a bonus episode.
This feels like a
This is like a whole episode.
We get Tim Cook, we get Sundar, we get Sam, and we just go, who was right? Tell us who was right. Which one of us was right? Was it me?
I want to do a cage match.
This was not supposed to go on this long.
We were talking about the iPhone Fold.
No, but it's an interesting question, and it's one that we will get the answer to, I think,
in a couple months.
Pretty soon, yeah. So,
and
then we'll find out who was right.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew.
You see that up by the moon? That's the rails. We are so far off the rails. Wow.
I was going to add my one thing about AI in phones, which is my Pixel. I came across this thing the other day where I was like, my Google Home, my Nest doorbell isn't giving me notifications anymore. What broke on this? And I realized I turned it off because I was getting so annoyed I changed my Google Home camera stuff for the notifications to it says you can use AI to search through activities that happen. But what it really does is not just that, but every time it sends a notification, it's this really long, terrible sentence about what may have happened. And I got so annoyed at the notifications of a person walks up from a delivery van to the thing. It's just I just want to see there's a person at the door.
Yeah.
That's all you have to tell me. And having 30 of those notifications, I guess I got so mad I turned it off one day and forgot, and then realized a month later.
And there aren't granular settings to
there
change
might be
the way that those
something
things work.
in there now. I just wanted it to be able to search did somebody drop something off between 2 and 4 o'clock?
And that should work.
That I think
The
it
search
will
part
work.
works.
But the notifications, are
did get
insufferable,
verbose
and it's so bad. And it also, even though all of my family's faces are attached in there, it correctly identifies the person 1 out of 40 times. Maybe.
Whoa.
Despite
mine's pretty good at
almost looking directly at the camera,
Damn.
face scanning it.
Mine's pretty good. I
mine's
did.
awful.
I remember the day I started getting the new notifications because it would always just be person, movement, person. Now it's a UPS driver dropped off a medium-sized box at the door, and I'm like,
But then you click that, and it's Claire coming home with groceries.
Mine have been. I would say mine have been 90% way too accurate, and then 10% totally off.
Oh, mine's 90% totally
That's
off.
weird. Interesting.
While we're talking about Ring, shout out to the new Ben Jordan
Yeah,
video.
I
saw the title.
Another absolute banger. It's terrifying.
Surveillance.
I just like to say hi to everyone watching me when I make
Yeah. All right. Well,
That went quite a while.
can someone transition? this
Samsung
from-
Messages is getting shut down.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
I mean,
Yeah.
it actually is a good segue because that segue was as abrupt as Samsung shutting down Samsung Messages. Because they're
That's
basically yo, peace, the shit's gone, July.
That's kind of a segue within a segue.
What is Samsung Messages?
So maybe a decade ago,
Oh,
if you
boy,
bought
here
a
we
Samsung phone. No, this is not. I'll make it short. I'll make it short.
No. Yeah. It's
Samsung used to ship their own messages app, and you bought a Samsung phone, and there'd be Samsung Messages and have its own chime and have its own layout. It was just exactly like Google Messages or whatever. And I would always actually go to the Play Store and download Google Messages because I liked it better. And then one day, maybe 5-6 years ago, I'm not sure exactly when,
6 or 7.
6-7 years ago, they started just shipping Samsung phones with Google Messages by default. They stopped shipping it with Samsung Messages. They still supported it and it still existed, but they just accepted that people just use Google Messages when they buy an Android phone. And now it's a couple years later and they're like, all right, we're not going to keep supporting Samsung Messages. So whatever service there was, it's gone. If you still actually use Samsung Messages,
Be very careful.
yeah.
The thread on the
What
Samsung
happens?
subreddit is very upset.
Well, if I'm on the Samsung subreddit, I probably am more likely to be a user of Samsung Messages.
Just
What's
saying,
crazy
I would
is
say-
a
They're out there.
2-month heads up. That's wild.
Yeah, that's
Or
that's a
3.
really fast.
That's
That's
so
pretty
fast.
pretty fast.
what
yeah.
happens when it EOLs?
I assume you can't send messages using the app anymore.
That would be insane.
it's gotta be.
It should just update and auto download Google Messages and replace it.
I mean, that's essentially what you're going to want to do at this point.
Yeah, but it's crazy that they're making people do that manually.
Well, I think they accepted that this would happen at some point, 5 years ago when they stopped shipping it as a default on their devices. But they should have given people a heads up way, way long ago when they stopped shipping as a default that, hey, we're going to shut this down at some point. They probably just didn't know they were going to do it. Now they just decided they're doing it, and they're doing it in 2 months. So
yeah, like
with
my
very
dad's
little
on a
time.
Samsung. I doubt he's gonna know to update before June or July. You know,
But is it update or is it
Yeah, what's
you
gonna
also
happen?
have to download Google Messages?
that's a great question.
I didn't understand what you're saying. Yeah, for the people who don't know, not everyone's going to see this thing. Are they just going to 3 days later be like, I haven't had a text in a little while?
Guys, don't worry. It's totally okay. Everyone knows Android users notoriously awesome at keeping their phones up to date. Okay, literally the best user base for hitting the update button. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
The Verge says 2024 is when they started shipping as a default Google Messages. I feel like it was way
That might be
before
possible. Well, they did it because of RCS. They were trying to like really force people onto Google Messages because for a while, Google Messages and weirdly like Verizon Messages were the only apps
only
that
apps that
supported
supported
RCS.
that. Right.
And then they had that weird bromance with Google for a long time that sort of is still in action, but not as much anymore. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Okay.
strange.
Can I rant about the time? Sorry, quick tangent.
I like it.
because it has to do with
First
Google
ad break's going to be
Messages.
57
Yeah,
minutes.
so-
The next.
I got ratioed so hard on Threads
Yeah,
What did you do? What did you do?
because
So I gotta find it.
I posted a screenshot of Google Messages on a Samsung device, and I circled the whole top half of the screen.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just says Google Messages, like the logo.
Right.
And I'm like, why is this here?
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's so like half of the screen is just
reachability.
unusable information.
Why would you get ratioed for that?
Everyone was like, bro, just scroll. And I'm like, I know how apps work. I'm saying, why isn't there
It's just
useful
reachability.
information here?
Wait, there
It's-
was a moment where everyone applauded that white space. They were like, wow, how thoughtful. I
Yeah.
can reach my
No,
top
that's what
message.
So that's the whole
what he's getting
point.
ratioed.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting ratioed because one UI is like for one-handedness. And it's like, yeah, I know. I'm saying it's stupid because if you go to like Samsung phone app, they make use of that space. It's not things that you can tap or whatever, but it'll tell you like you have a missed call, you have like useful information.
Oh.
Why don't I have that in other places?
I have a question for you because I haven't used Google Messages in a while. Can you pin message threads or messages?
You can, and it stays in the middle. It doesn't pin to the top the way it does on Apple.
Adam's just saying it should be usable space. I
Yes.
think that's totally fair.
Or not even well, yeah, I guess usable, but like tell me some sort of useful information.
It should just
if you
be
don't
a
want
clock.
me to click it.
It should just be a clock.
like
I would
what?
be happy with that.
Just show you the
just a clock.
Yeah,
it's going to
clock.
be ads one day.
Next topic.
Don't give them those ideas.
It's just going to be a
don't give them
giant
those
Gemini
ideas.
button at some point.
Yeah.
Samsung Messages shutting down. Less choice sucks. We're going to leave a little pause here for all the people who are about to type, just use WhatsApp. Go on, do it. I don't want you to miss any more of the episode. Got it. Almost a little angrier. Perfect.
Less choice does suck, but I would never be sad to see Verizon Messages Plus implode. That's all I'm going to say. Just saying.
That's a good take.
Fair.
That's a good take. Yeah. All right. Well, we should take a quick break. We have talked for quite a while about a bunch of things, and now we should do trivia.
The next one was going to be a nice, simple little section.
Well, it could be simple for the beginning of the
I'm
next
just
section.
kidding. It literally says debate. There's no chance.
It's not really a debate. I think we're all on the same page.
We are not.
Oh,
I know none. Yeah.
good to know this.
Trivia.
about you, Andrew.
Trivia. A little bit of foreshadowing after the break. We're going to talk about what is, in my opinion, the craziest tech news story of the year, assuming no one's lying, Anthropic's Project Glasswing. But the question is, where does the term glasswing come from? And it's multiple choice. A, glasswing is an experimental F1 rear wing design from the ground effect era of cars. B, a glasswing is a Central American butterfly with transparent wings. C, a glasswing is a type of parachute used by first responders to jump into dense forest canopies. Or D, it's an acronym. General Layer Analysis Screening with Integrated Neural GPTs. GPT standing for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
Nested acronym.
Nested acronyms.
Wow. Okay. That is, I definitely wouldn't have gotten that without the multiple choice. I still might not get it, but
Yeah.
we'll think about that. Answers will be at the end like usual. We'll be right back.
I don't think I want my parachute to be called a glass wing.
Support for the show comes from Framer. So the reason you create a website is so that your business can thrive, but some websites just don't look the part. Framer can help with that. Framer is the enterprise-grade, no-code website builder used by teams at companies like Perplexity and Miro to move faster. With real-time collaboration and robust CMS with everything you need for great SEO, not to mention advanced analytics that include integrated A/B testing, your designers and marketers are empowered to build and maximize your .com from day one. So whether you want to launch a new site or test a few landing pages or migrate your full .com, Framer has programs for startups, scale-ups, and large enterprises to make going from idea to live site as easy and fast as possible. Learn how you can get more out of your .com from a Framer specialist or get started building for free today at framer.com/wave for 30% off a Framer Pro annual plan. That's framer.com/wave for 30% off. Framer.com/wave. Rules and restrictions may apply.
All right, welcome back. Got a little debate for y'all. So David Pierce wrote an article on The Verge this week called Vertical Browser Tabs Are Better and You Should Use Them, about how Chrome finally added vertical tabs to their browser, and then listed out some of the reasons why you should use them. So I know a lot of us on this podcast have very strong opinions about vertical tabs. So I thought the best thing to do is to talk about how we like them or don't like them, list some of the reasons David Pierce laid out, and in true podcast fashion, we can debate him in a situation where he can't defend himself.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's very pro vertical tabs.
David, on the next Vergecast episode, you will respond. This is how we start YouTube drama. You got to make response videos to each other.
That's actually valid.
And we haven't done this yet, so it's time.
I think
It's time.
let's all start. I think you two are pro vertical tabs, right?
Here's my browser right here. Vertical tabs on the side. Yeah.
You think I'm pro vertical tabs? This should be common knowledge. Yeah.
It's also 75% of why I started using Arc.
Yeah, Arc. I mean, in the episode where I talked about Arc for the first time, I explained it so horribly, but the only thing where I was like, "This is amazing," was vertical tabs.
What about you two?
Vertical tabs all day.
Ellis? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, horizontal tabs.
Horizontal tabs all day.
Interesting. Yeah. And is this because you haven't tried or you dislike vertical?
His screen is square. So
That's actually very important for this. I know.
Yeah,
Very
that's
valid
even
for this.
better though.
My when I'm a browsing, I'm one of those people who is like stuck in the year 2011, and I use Command and 1 through 9 to go through my tabs. So
You just
I'm assuming you
memorize
can
which
still do
tab
it.
is in which number.
it's not really like a. I mean, I guess you make it sound like it's a big mental task.
Sounds like one.
That's how you switch between tabs, but you still have all of your tabs up at the top of your browser.
Yeah, but the buttons
They're
are
not
horizontal.
Interesting. Oh, so maybe there's a little mental alignment.
No, it's just wrong the other way. Like sorry.
That's valid. Okay.
I'm pro horizontal tabs with Ellis.
Pro horizontal. And does that mean you're anti-vertical?
Oh, yeah.
I would.
Interesting.
I'd be down with like a grid of tabs, and then I could use the numpad for that. But
do you have
they
a
need to be
numpad?
they need to be in the
grid of
same
tabs?
shape, like a 3x3 grid of tabs.
Do you have a numpad?
Yeah, on all my computers. Pro Tools
Ellis has,
pretty
like,
much requires you to have a
laptop?
numptab. I use my laptop almost exclusively in dock mode with a keyboard with.
And like 400 peripherals.
Yeah. I'm out of I'm out of USB ports on every single setup I have, which is hilarious because I have a CalDigit TS5. Like it's just anyway
Everything.
Yeah, I like horizontal tabs, but I'm also a Safari user,
Yeah, that's crazy.
so I don't
So you
know if
don't
my
have the
opinions
option.
are super valid.
That's crazy.
Oh.
It's crazy that you use Safari because if you're docked all the time, the battery life doesn't really matter.
And Safari is only good for one thing, which is
Battery life.
That's not.
I like the icon. Not gonna lie.
Whoa.
Unfortunately,
Commonly accepted facts. Commonly
Unfortunately true.
accepted.
Accepted
facts.
by who? Lunatics?
I would say ask any browser
All right.
enthusiast.
This is not what this conversation was supposed to be about.
What are we debating?
Attacking Ellis.
Reason Safari is goated. It's okay. One, I'm on an Apple Silicon laptop. Battery life is going to be legit no matter what or where I'm going.
No, it's not. That's
Bro,
not true.
I'm
It's
like
not
I'm a
true.
super turbo power user. I can at least get like 4 hours of battery life minimum.
The
out of
difference
whatever I'm
between
doing.
Chrome and Safari in regular browsing for several hours is shockingly high.
Huge.
Really?
Is
Oh yeah.
dramatic.
Oh my
And
god.
This laptop is terrifyingly long lasting battery on Safari.
Yeah.
Is average at best with
Yeah.
Chrome.
Wait, so why are we hating on Safari then?
Because it
so
sucks.
you're saying you use it docked so
Yeah.
that the performance and efficiency battery gains that you get
Yeah.
are effectively not important at all.
The performance is super important.
Performance is great.
I like having
Once you
RAM on my
open
computer.
Valid, and I think
Yeah.
there's a little bit more of a, obviously people, depends on how much RAM you have, where this argument becomes more important. But the like how long it takes to open the browser, I notice Safari's faster, and then once I'm into browsing, I notice effectively no difference.
Yeah.
And the battery life is the main thing that I would use Safari for.
Interesting. Okay.
100%.
My thinking is, one, I do a lot of RAM heavy tasks all the time. I really like having as much RAM free as possible at any given moment. Love that. Two, I'm a little bit of a security freak. Like over the past few months, I've become like way more freakish about my data, and I love private relay. Like I see private relay securing me all the time now. And then I guess I don't really use like browser extensions very much. Like not it's like very not often that I see a browser extension that I'm interested in. And then whenever I have Chrome installed on all my computers for when there is like a specific extension I need to use, but I have yet to find a single browser extension that I'm like, this is so essential to my life that I'd be willing to use 60 gigabytes of RAM.
Do you use the Claude and Chrome extension?
I do. That's the only time I open Chrome. So I'll be doing all my stuff in Safari, and then I'll have a Chrome window open that Claude is controlling.
If I can make an analogy, when I first got Andrew to use a Tasks app, and there were like 75 options, and you were like, I'll just try Google Tasks first. And I was like, okay, it's a good, like, it's the default one. There's no advanced features or no plugins or anything crazy like that, but it gets you in the door. That is Safari, I think.
Yeah.
As soon as you find like two or three features that are not available in Tasks that you start to lean on, it's the same thing as finding two or three extensions in the browser or two or three UI features in the browser that you start to lean on. And then you're like, Safari is so far behind. It has extensions, but like the amount of UI fun and trickery and elegance and interesting things happening Arc is obviously the one we talk about a lot, but so many other browsers, they're just not in Safari.
I really want to talk about tabs. I don't want to.
I was gonna say, do you know what feature is really stupid to lean on?
Yeah.
Vertical tabs.
Okay, let's talk about vertical tabs.
You can literally lean on them because they're vertical, like a wall. You can't learn on something. You can't lean on the ground. That's horizontal.
All right, your monitor is widescreen. This is the default, right? Your monitor is widescreen. When you have a bunch of tabs at the top, it's cramming them all into the top, and you can't see anything. Put them over to the side. You can have as many tabs as you want. You'll never run out of room. You don't run out of vertical real estate because your tabs are only a slot. So just horizontal tabs just make sense for a vertical browsing experience on a widescreen monitor. Agreed?
Agreed.
All right.
Agreed in that scenario. But
Okay.
question.
Scenario.
Well, okay, there's more scenarios in this. One, do you guys use your Mac dock on the side?
Mac dock.
It's at the bottom.
What's a Mac
Actually, on
The
my
dock?
desktop,
Oh,
it
the
is on the
dock?
side.
It's on the side.
dock? I don't
Yeah.
use it on the side. That's crazy.
Why not? If it's widescreen and it's vertical,
I see what you-
side
I don't
space
really
is better.
use my dock.
I see what
Then
you're
why don't you
I
hide
just-
it on the side?
I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
No,
it's the exact
That is
same
valid.
thing.
No.
I think Marquez might win this one because
Because he does use it.
Well, no,
But
because-
Adam uses it on the side also.
What?
No. I used to use it on the side too, but the icons are square, and so it doesn't matter what direction. Whereas writing is horizontal, so you could
No, but
inherently
we're talking
fit
about
more.
width of screen real estate, and that a general web page is vertical. This is something David Pierce says also.
Yeah.
He says,
precious vertical
yeah,
pixels.
virtually every modern computer display is widescreen. Most web pages are taller than they are wide, so if you're reading anything, you don't need the width of space.
I don't agree with that. I think the idea is that like if you have something that is larger in the horizontal dimension, then you'd want to stack it vertically because you lose less information per instance.
I think it's even simpler. I have more horizontal pixels, so I will waste more of them on tabs. I have less vertical pixels, so I want to scroll less by having less things wasting my vertical pixels.
Something you guys are disregarding is the magical ability to hide your tabs. Arc, this is my goated Arc
Yeah,
setup.
hidden tabs.
Yeah, you swipe. The active page you swipe over, and then your tabs come out.
There's something so funny about you not doing that with your dock. When you say you don't use your dock,
Well, I don't really use my dock.
You can hide it.
exactly. So you should hide your dock.
Yeah, I should. I never thought about that.
You should definitely hide your dock.
But okay, this is the goated Arc setup. You have two windows. Arc does have a feature where you can have like two. It's one window, but you have two
Split.
separate pages. But that's lame.
Can I pause you right there really fast?
Okay.
Because that's what I wanted to say. Everyone's talking about width of screen real estate. I put two windows up. So now,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have that much screen real estate. Now in two windows, if you're not doing his goated Arc setup, if you have two windows with vertical tabs, now you're taking up so much space.
But there's
No, but they
vertically,
get-
and you have
they
this
get
huge
hidden.
buffer in between.
They get
In
hidden.
your very specific scenario.
No,
not
come on.
in
Most
Chrome.
people hide the tabs in Arc.
in Arc, but this whole article is about Chrome.
Yeah, because Chrome sucks.
I think by default,
You don't hide your tabs, right?
No, I don't.
So if you have two browser windows, sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting a lot here, but
No,
I don't want to miss specific things we're talking about.
Yeah.
If you have two browsers open side by side,
They both
so
share
now
tabs.
it's tabs, article, tabs,
Yeah, that'd be
article,
terrible.
and
Yes.
it's all like that's
No,
all.
that'd
I
be
do
terrible.
that. I do that sometimes.
You do that?
On a widescreen monitor? It's still fine. There's enough horizontal
On your
pixels.
32-inch monitor.
Well, it's wide. It's
Okay,
a
but what
widescreen.
about your 14-inch MacBook?
There are people who use ultra wides. Anyone who uses an ultra wide cannot possibly justify not using horizontal tabs or
sure.
vertical tabs.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
got to use vertical tabs.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
But
We're
on
not
a
losing
on
anything.
my the Pro Display or whatever, it's still widescreen. I still got plenty of horizontal pixels to spare, and every website is vertical.
What about this computer? Your
What about
14-inch MacBook Pro.
Yeah, I got one window.
You have one window.
Yeah,
Okay.
What
It's called
about
Mac OS and not Windows, idiot?
one window. Dock's at the bottom. I could easily move the dock to the side. That's a totally valid point. But yeah, I see all my.
Can I
tab
see?
names.
Can I
what
see?
about
Can you show me?
watching videos in a browser?
What about it?
It's widescreen. You're losing a bunch of real estate, especially in an MKBHD 2x1 video.
I watch videos on my phone all the time.
Wait. Sorry. I'm watching a video in my browser. It's a widescreen video. And then
You just
Vertical
maximize
tabs
it.
is making it smaller.
But you
like
can
full
maximize it.
screen.
Oh, no, it's not. There's still extra horizontal. There's still white space to the left and right of every video.
Really?
Yeah.
Open up YouTube right
You
now.
don't
I
maximize
have so much left and right.
You don't maximize
If
it?
I maximize, it's full screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just full screen. It's whatever. But here's
Wait, what do you mean?
black space, to the left and right. There's
What the heck?
just more blank space. The video is the same size.
Oh,
Can
shit.
you do an MKBHD video?
Yeah, it's 2x1 though. If I switch to
Well, which
video.
is what? Yeah, which is
Yeah,
what-
which is why it would be.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what
You-
you meant by 2x1. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a Bluey phone review. And so now this is about almost perfect, but
Oh,
there's
man,
still
that is
extra
really-
horizontal space.
Okay, now get rid of it.
Same size video.
You're right.
Same size video. Hide my tabs. I got plenty of horizontal pixels to work with here.
Yeah.
It's all about the
There you
vertical
go.
space.
That's it. If you want your recommended on site. If
So-
you're outside of theater mode, it does.
Oh,
Okay, that kind of screws my point up there.
yeah. The video is the same size. So I'm a big. I agree with David Pierce. I think I'm going to read
Well-
his article, but I assume he's saying precious vertical pixels. You need those.
Pressure for, yeah. I did do a super scientific test, which is I took a screenshot of my browser with horizontal tabs and vertical tabs. I brought it into Photoshop. I took total pixel size and took a percentage of space inside my browser window and how much it's taking up.
Okay, but yeah, it's going to take up more space.
Yeah.
But you can spare that. That's like saying I have two bank accounts. One of them has way more money in it, and I'm spending a larger percentage of the smaller one, but the smaller one was just for extra stuff. That's a terrible analogy. But it's like I have a front yard and a
on the fly.
I got one. I got a front yard and a backyard. The backyard is smaller. But it's the backyard. Like I can do whatever. So if I have a front yard and I've been putting like I want to put a sculpture in one of these yards.
Okay.
I can put a way bigger sculpture in
Like
the
Zuck's
backyard because
sculpture
it's
as well.
my backyard. I can do whatever I want. I've got extra grass back there. The front yard is precious.
To use for front yard stuff.
I'm bad at this.
I'm just saying I would put a sculpture in the front yard if I was getting a sculpture because
Help me out. What is a good analogy? I have a driveway. I've got a 2-car garage.
Horizontal tabs.
I got a 2-car garage,
Go with it. Okay.
and I have a
I'm trying to
Hummer.
understand what you're saying.
I have a Hummer. Okay,
Okay.
I have a 2-car garage, and I have one massive car, a Hummer.
Hummer
right?
EV.
If I wanted to build a gym in my garage, I would build it in the half garage that it's not being used while I still park the Hummer in the big garage slot.
And how does this relate to the tabs?
Because that half garage is extra, right? So you're saying the gym takes a huge portion of that second garage spot, but who
Yeah.
cares? It's the second garage spot. I wasn't using it for anything. Does that track?
I see what you're
I've
saying.
lost the analogy a while ago.
I think the
You're
difference.
saying-
What would need to happen is the Hummer would need to be able to expand to fill the space allotted, which is not how Hummers work.
No, the
Yeah,
gym
right now.
expands. The gym is what's expanding.
The gym can expand.
You're building a gym in the garage.
Oh, I see.
You have a 2-car garage.
So the Hummer is the tabs, is what you're saying. And the gym is
the tabs. The gym is the tabs.
But the tabs don't expand to fill the whole screen, right?
No, but they take up more. You're saying, so Andrew said,
Okay.
Andrew said that when I switch to vertical tabs, it's turning into blank space way more.
Well, it's overall taking up more space inside of the browser. The browser is for looking at web pages. It's taking away more space for the web page.
And my argument is it's taking up way more space, but it's taking up a whole bunch of space that you weren't going to do anything with because every website is vertical.
Yes.
Majority
of websites.
What if I want to
still
see the
disagree with
banner
some of
ads?
those things. If I'm also on my computer putting multiple windows next to each other vertical, I'm losing horizontal space. So therefore now if there's a vertical tab list on every single one of those windows,
Yeah.
it is
You guys-
destroying real
That's why
estate
you gotta
of
use
web
split
browsers.
view.
You don't even need to have this argument if you just do what you're supposed to do, which is to do the hover thing where the tabs expand.
In the browser, that's going to be sunset within the next year.
I don't care.
Can you hide? Can you
That's just me being
hide?
an
Can you hide your tabs at the top? If
do
you
you
have
mean?
top tabs,
Oh, I don't know.
can you hide those?
I think you can turn off the like bookmarks bar or whatever. The oh no, wait, the
Oh, no,
tabs
that's
you mean.
bookmarks.
Never
It's
mind.
just okay. Here's my take. Look at this. Look at it. Look at your screen. Look at your screen, Andrew.
Perfect.
There's like 12% of your screen that's being used by useless.
Well,
Look at
you're in a different thing. You're basically in like a
Useless.
full screen mode.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
because that's how you should use your computer.
Okay, I have
So many takes.
I have a way to
Wait, can I just say the percentages of what I calculated?
sure, yeah.
Horizontal tabs took 3% of the total pixels used by my browser window.
3%.
Vertical tabs took up 14% of the total pixels of the browser window.
Yeah, whatever.
So my take is I would argue that's functional space though, because the way that I use my vertical tabs is folders and they're drop down. So when you click on one, it pops out underneath. So I could see everything.
Let's go.
That's even
Can't
better.
you can do
Yeah,
tabs
think about
or
that.
groups.
Waterfalling, cascading. That's how folders work on your computer.
If you only have like
File structures.
three tabs open,
Yeah.
is the entire sidebar just empty then?
Yes.
Yeah. And you
It's just
weren't going to
blank
use those
space.
pixels anyway.
Because I got a blank.
And that's why you
That's-
got to be me and you got
Why is that so hard to understand?
The amount of tabs that you have open.
Yeah, if I have 20 tabs, it fills up the whole list. But I'd never have that many tabs open. And this whole left area, which was not going to be used either way, switch to vertical, switch to the top tabs. It's also still blank because the website's in the middle of the screen. So those tabs are all white no matter what you do. So you might as well have the superior.
Well, yeah, it just takes up like 8 times as much screen real
Unless you
estate
hide them.
for
You say screen
nothing.
real estate like it's precious, but it's blank pixels.
Hide them.
I do think it's.
This all gets solved if you hide them.
Every
I'll hide it
website.
when you hide your doc right now.
I'll hide my dog right now.
Every website
I'll do
scrolls
it.
up and down.
I'll f***ing do it.
Everyone. Every single time. Scrolls vertical.
Turn hiding on.
I need to have a screenshot
Boom.
of my.
Look at that shit, bro.
I just want to see your 2 web browser windows open with vertical tabs side by side next to each other doing something. Yeah, you do have way more. You're like widescreen people are stupid, but I have 2.
I also have 2 monitors.
No more doc for me.
Wow. It's committing to it.
I'm committing.
I like that.
I don't click on those things. I just do command space.
Actually, yeah. Wait. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to hide my doc.
Wait a second.
Is this something we can all agree on?
Well,
Because I'm a Raycast
I was
guy.
gonna say
I can't.
the real end to this whole debate is everyone has way too many tabs open and just do whatever you want.
Nah,
but
man.
I
Well,
thought it was fun.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I liked Arc in the first place, because I have way too many tabs open and it closes them for me.
You don't want Arc. You want an AI browser owned by Atlassian.
Get me my Jira ASAP. Integrate with my KPIs.
Also, Firefox has had vertical tabs for a while.
Yeah.
I don't use them. I'm just saying Firefox is
Andrew's that guy.
superior.
It's Andrew's the meme of like the guy in the party who's like, no one here. No.
I use Firefox.
I also
Hiding the doc.
totally understand. I'm the last person you should be taking advice for.
No,
about-
I'm the last. I
My-
use Safari.
My desktop is
True.
insane. It makes no sense. The Pro Display XDR, I use that big screen real estate by just having a bunch of different sized aspect ratio windows where a corner of them's popping out all over. So that's how I can just click between all my different windows. And I also am running Android Studio, so because I don't have Instagram on any of my devices, which means I can't share things to my story. So I now have a virtual Pixel 9 running on my desktop just so I can add things to my story when the studio tags me in
I
it.
think what we're learning is all of us have very different habits on our desktops, and we just kind of have to use what works for us, you know?
You didn't let me talk about the most goated Safari feature of them all. The one
Go
that
ahead.
literally is causing Safari to lap all other browser offerings.
Oh, God. Okay.
You guys ever checked out your reading list?
Oh no, I've only ever
Fire.
accidentally clicked that.
You know, there's like
Absolute flames.
there's like 8,000 Chrome extensions that do that.
Yeah, I use you can save things to your
I don't even know what it
superior
is.
bookmark aggregation service with a simple plugin
That is
in any browser
multi-platform.
that syncs to all your devices.
See, but I don't know what background processes that's running. I don't know
It
what
takes 2
servers
clicks.
it's connecting to.
Wait, okay,
Counterpoint.
before we move on, I have
reading list. I'm on my computer at work and I see an article that I'm interested in, and I'm like,
Chrome has that.
shut up. And then I'm talking here, okay, buddy? And then I'm like, damn, I want to read that, but I'm doing work right now, you know?
Yeah.
And then I get on the bus and I open my phone and I hit reading list. And
you
I
can
get,
do that with Chrome too.
I get I don't care. Okay? You know what, how many hoops I have to go through? I have to put my computer on a spit over like a fire and spin it while doing some like tribal dance.
Just put it in a fridge.
Look, Alice, I understand that you're traumatized from the iPhone 12 mini battery life, so now you're only focused on battery life, and I understand that.
I'm not focused on, I'm focused on RAM. I'm focused on RAM, and I'm focused on, I don't like my browser connecting to random servers I didn't tell it to because I downloaded some random extension from somewhere in the world, okay?
You get your viruses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on, man. I want to make my virus soup. I have a quick question for you guys. What browser do you use on your phones?
that's a good. I have several answers.
Quick question.
No, on my Android phone I use Chrome. On my iPhone I use Arc and Safari.
What?
Unfortunately,
What do you use Safari for?
I default to Arc, but I have several tabs that I leave open in Safari that I always go back to.
Why don't you just have them on Arc?
I don't know.
This conversation is going to end, and all of our audience is going to be like, "Why do I listen to these people talk? These are the people I take advice from."
This is just revealing that a lot of us like started habits that we just didn't think about, and now
I
we're
wasn't
like,
prepared
"That's
to
why
advise."
are we doing this?
No, I've tried to switch. I never tried Arc because I was so annoyed, but I've tried every other browser. I even tried the Perplexity one, Comet. You know, I haven't tried Opera GX either. Ask me what I use on my phone.
What do you use on your phone?
Safari.
You must if you have the reading
Please
list.
don't use Safari.
You have the reading list on your phone, right? Safari music.
Is this Safari music?
Yeah, Safari.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
The
Safari.
Safari icon is the superior icon of everything.
I've tried to use a bunch of the
Sure.
browsers.
His icon's awesome.
Safari's fine, but the reason why I can't go all in on it is because it's not multi-platform.
Yeah.
Like that's basically it.
Yeah.
Like at home I use a Linux computer. I can't download Safari on a Linux computer.
You
Like
also
that's it.
can't download on your Android phone.
Yeah, and I can't download on my Android phone and I switch back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
I've been weaning off of Arc slowly.
Why?
I should be leaving Arc on my
Why?
phone. Because the lack of updates, I just know it's not going to perform well in like a year. It's going to be a slow crawling mess.
It's been dead for a while,
I know.
and I still use it.
But do you ever check on other browsers and go, oh, Arc is a slow crawling mess?
I check on other browsers, but like, what do you mean by slow crawling?
Like it takes like 30 years to open.
No,
and then,
it doesn't take
yeah.
30 years to open.
Try opening another browser. See how fast it opens.
My God. I mean, no, I think David hit the nail on the head. It's habit, and all of us are in weird habits. And a browser is one of those habitual things you're in so much that any change feels really weird.
Does Arc still sync?
I don't
with the
know.
mobile?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
Maybe I'll switch back and hate myself a little more.
It's a good thing none of these browsers have any critical vulnerabilities.
Yeah, that's a great segue.
I think they all do.
They actually all do. They
Actually, everything does.
Actually, everything does. Okay. Very, very big story dropped.
Title of this episode, this podcast has a critical vulnerability.
Insane story dropped yesterday, Tuesday, April 7th.
ChatGPT is in your car now.
You know, it was going to happen eventually. Anthropic announced
also that.
a large project called Project Glasswing, which is a joint cybersecurity effort to patch various vulnerabilities across different OSs, across various software. The reason this is a big deal is because I think last week or possibly the week before, we talked about how Anthropic had accidentally leaked a bunch of stuff that it had been working on for a very long period of time. One of those leaks, probably the biggest of those leaks, was a new model called Mythos that they've been working on, which is the biggest model they've ever trained. It has trillions of parameters. It is this giant kind of behemoth.
It's a good name.
Yes, very good name. They trained it specifically to be good at coding. Something that they found out after they trained it was not only was it good at coding, but a side effect of being good at coding was that it was extremely good at cybersecurity and finding bugs and things like that. They, were messing around with it. They were like trying to do some cybersec stuff with it. They found thousands of high-severity security vulnerabilities, including some in every major operating system and web browser. And it can chain together various different security vulnerabilities to come up with more powerful outcomes. So for an example, in Linux, they found various different vulnerabilities that allowed you to have admin access to any Linux computer by chaining together a bunch of these different bugs that is in the Linux kernel.
That's
Combo.
combo breaker.
Get comboed.
the scary thing too is that it did it autonomously.
Like
just by itself.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All of this is alleged, by
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way,
yeah.
because they're not releasing this to the public.
David and I were talking about how in the Mythos release paper stuff, like there were a few things.
System card, yeah.
There were a few things they described as unprompted, which were like
Basically
prompted.
prompted.
Like,
Yeah.
definitely prompted. So it's like
Yeah.
you got to take all this with a little bit of a grain of salt,
Yeah.
but
The system card, which is kind of like this, it's like 200 and something pages of like what happened during their testing process of this new model. There are various things that were kind of interesting that happened, but that they definitely kind of hyped up a little bit to catch more headlines. Like, for example, they put Mythos in the sandbox environment and they instructed it to break out of the sandbox environment. And it did. And, in the little... There's this little like what's it called when you put a little ticker above it that says like 10 and then lower down it's like this is what 10 means. What's that called?
Reference?
Annotation.
Yeah, annotation. They put an annotation and they were like it autonomously broke out of here.
you're talking about footnotes.
A footnote. Yeah, sorry, footnote. Not an annotation.
That was the most abstract way I've ever heard.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about it in my head.
Yeah.
So in that one they had said like the security researcher only realized that it had broken out of the sandbox when he received an unprompted email from the model telling it had broken out of the sandbox. And I was like, well, okay, that is kind of crazy. But at the same time, like it said when he received an email while he was in the park eating a sandwich, which is like, why did you say that? And then the other part was like,
it was not just prompted to break out; it was prompted to email
let
them.
them know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yep.
it's
Did what it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's able to do that. Like it was able to run JavaScript and figure out a way to like break out of the sandbox by running specific JavaScript things, which like no one's supposed to be able to do. But regardless, anyway, so because this model they found to be so powerful, they formed this alliance called Project Glasswing, which is this multi-company security effort where they're giving Mythos to a number of different companies because they have found major security vulnerabilities in every major OS and most of the platforms and apps in the world. So anyway, they're also giving access to 40 different organizations to use Mythos previews to be able to secure their environments before this kind of cybersecurity AI agent is unleashed on the world. Because I think if there's one thing we know, it's that if you make software and you say, we're not going to make this available to the public, it will eventually become available to the public either because you decide to eventually release it or because someone else hacks you or because your OpenAI or Google eventually develops an agent that's just as powerful and can do the same things. So what they're trying to do now is they're basically trying to secure major software before agents come out that can find vulnerabilities in all of this software. There was also a bug in OpenBSD that has been present for 27 years that nobody knew about that is able to crash any machine. Pretty big vulnerabilities there.
There was also one in FFmpeg, which is like the
video encoder decoder.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
every single thing uses.
Exactly. It's just it's exactly.
Sorry.
I know you explained it so
sorry.
much better than I was going to be able to, but yeah, it's code that's present in most software that is able to encode and decode videos, because why would you write it yourself when you can just pull it off the shelf? So yeah, essentially most software, it turns out, had 0-day vulnerabilities that it took a robot to figure out.
Yeah. So I think that the kind of scary thing about stuff like this is that part of the AI race is that there are companies that will say, well, if Anthropic's not going to release this, we're going to develop a model that's just as powerful and we're going to release it because we want to gain market share. That's what people are freaked out about. And so that's why Anthropic is trying to secure this stuff ahead of time. In my opinion, I don't think they should have even put out the blog post before they did a lot more work on this. But it's possible they
That's where
fell.
my alarm bells go off. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, why would you even tell anyone about this?
Because it got leaked.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, I think the main reason why they ended up talking about it was because it got leaked.
Oh yeah, they leaked the whole source code. Exactly who I want in charge of cybersecurity.
Right, I know. They leaked they leaked Opus source code.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And in Opus
talked
they
about
found references to this thing called Mythos. So everyone was like, what the hell is Anthropic Mythos?
just been like nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they also had little characters that you could dance around and you could have on your computer, which is arguably more important.
The disclaimer that David and I, when we were talking about this, David and I carpool to work on Wednesdays together. So we talk about all the pod stuff. But the thing that David and I really wanted to talk about is just that, like, it's as much as this seems legit and seems freaky-deaky, they have a financial interest in lying. So maybe they're lying. Maybe they're not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they got 12 large corporations and 40 organizations, and they have all these quotes, and they have people in the video talking about how important it was. One of the best security researchers in the world said that while he's been using Mythos, he's found more bugs than in his entire career.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems pretty legit. Legit. I just also know, like,
you should take all this with a grain
I've been
of
listening to Sam Altman saying he's 1 second away from curing cancer for the past 2.5 years, and so I'll take it all with a grain of salt.
Don't worry, he bought a podcast. We're all good.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of safety,
Speaking of safety,
that's good.
good job.
Nicely done.
I saw this article, this release today, and I just thought it was a cool little article. SKODA, the car company, is designing a bell for your bike for the sole purpose of being able to penetrate active noise canceling. So the car company released a new bell, and they are talking in their video about the release of it. In London, a city with 1.5 million bike commuters per day, a city where 54% of all headphones sold have active noise canceling, and has also seen a 24% rise in cyclist pedestrian collisions. Oof. They decided that they needed to work on this new bell because while there are obviously so many variables between pedestrians, cyclists, automobiles, and everything, they believe that the mix of smartphone usage and active noise canceling is being detrimental to situational awareness and recognizing alert sounds. So what they decided they had to do was find a way to make bells on your bike noticeable by somebody wearing noise canceling headphones. So there's this big study. We'll link it in the show notes. Ellis could potentially help me explain this better. But they essentially tested the top 6 most popular headphones with active noise canceling to try and find a frequency that, Ellis, is this the easiest way of describing it? Active noise canceling essentially looks at the frequencies that are coming in and then plays the reverse version of it to cancel out the noise. So they found that 750 hertz was a frequency that for whatever reason ANC just wasn't really able to handle in terms of blocking out.
They found a bunch of things. They found so they found a few different things. It's the first is that how cluttered the noise environment that you're in affects what frequencies the ANC is better at canceling out versus others. So when there's a lot of noise going on, certain frequencies are better. When there's not a lot of noise, other frequencies penetrate better. Another thing they found was that tonal frequencies, like frequencies that have a clear like bass and then harmonic stack on top of them, work better than sounds that are a little bit more random and chaotic and like what we would call noisy. There's a bunch of interesting things, but yeah, largely that's the big thing is that in a lot, like there are certain situations where 750 hertz works really well, and then there are certain situations where I think it was like 1K or 2K or something like that works really well.
So I thought what it was is that the 750 hertz was the frequency that ANC basically was not able to counteract, and so that could pierce noise canceling headphones.
Isn't it like a super like a bass?
It is. So the reason this is called the SKODA Duo bell is because the 750 hertz can break noise cancellation, but that is a very low noise for people who are not wearing noise canceling headphones. So that bell just by itself at 750 hertz probably won't actually alert somebody in an environment that's not wearing the headphones. So that's why the bell has 2 different frequencies on it. One is over 2000 hertz because that is still a general like bike bell alert sound that people are used to. So people who aren't wearing headphones, it would be crazy to do this whole thing to help people with headphones and then make it worse
for
and not
people,
alerting
sure.
people who aren't wearing the headphones.
I'm just trying to imagine the sound of a bike chime, but in a much lower pitch.
I don't know if I would. I guess it would be interesting to hear. Like if
Well,
I'm listening to music and it has bass in it, that's going to sound like more bass.
I would assume it's something different you're not used to. You're wondering what that sound is.
Maybe.
The way they tested it is through this kind of complicated way. They like did virtual reality where one person was walking.
That's 750?
That's 750.
That sounds
Dum,
higher than I thought.
Bum,
Okay.
brum.
But like I guess it's one thing. The bell's all mechanical.
Could be
It's not
2000
digital.
now.
2000's pretty high. I was listening to these before to try and see what they sounded like.
mosquito boy.
But you also have to think of it. It has to be in a bell that goes bring 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 bring.
Yeah.
Like the way they did it is they tested it by a person in virtual reality was wearing noise canceling headphones and was in the virtual reality supposed to be doing something on their phone to be paying attention to it. It's hard to imagine these as the bike tone that would be on a, but that's much louder. And so in their testing, they found that people wearing ANC headphones heard the bell 22 meters earlier or 5 seconds sooner than an average person
huge.
biking, which is, huge. So it's something they're testing in London. They're planning on expanding it. I want it because when we are trying to do water runs in the studio and everyone's wearing headphones, I want to try and alert everybody.
Yeah.
So we should just put it at the front door so we can just ring, 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 and everybody can then know we're going to do a water run.
Why were they in VR
lunch
when
or
they were testing this again?
So they get that funding money.
Yeah,
because they weren't just
The original testing was
so they weren't just being like, how well do you hear this? They were simulating distractions both in the foreground, background, and periphery.
Okay.
And so they were trying to figure like not just how well can you hear something, but how well does the like ear response actually reach your brain?
Okay.
Because when you're riding a bike, you're focused on stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not riding.
No,
when you're in the world.
They're saying people with headphones are generally also a lot of times looking at their phone and just
Yeah.
completely
While walking.
unaware of what's going on.
Yeah.
One thing in here though is with all the testing, they did create a graph of the AirPods Max, Bose Quiet Comfort, Sony WX1000s, AirPods Pro, JBL Live Pro, and Samsung Galaxy Buds, and they have a graph of how well the mean attenuation is, and AirPods Max just kind of blow everything out of the water.
I was a little confused by this because they don't say which generation of these they use. That sort of frustrated me.
yeah,
Like
that's
they don't
kinda
say
weird.
which Sonys, they don't say which AirPod Pros.
Which AirPods Max?
Pro.
Well, there's
Fair.
only there is
The new one.
Now there's a new one, but I think
yeah.
this happened before that. That came out like last week.
Yeah, none of them have a number.
Yeah.
True. All right.
Apple's got to be very
mind.
Like the new Galaxy Buds
Misinformation.
are way better than the old
Right.
ones at noise
Right.
canceling specifically.
Yeah. Apple's got to be very annoyed at this chart because they said AirPod Pro and AirPod Max. And as we know, Apple's very specific.
There's a lot about the Sony WX1000s. They just get, even they were like, this name sucks. I'm not listing the whole thing in it.
Samsung Galaxy Bud.
And just JBL
Well, I
Live
feel like
Pro, all lowercase.
A part of it might also be because they're trying to like not make it about the individual headphones. Like that's not the point. The point is just headphones in general.
But the point of our
They
tech
say the
podcast is
individual
to
headphone
make
name.
it.
They do.
They
go
list
to
the
the
individual headphones.
They do break it down.
Guys, what's my least favorite thing in the world?
The noise of
Sam
a bee's
Altman.
asshole.
It's frequency response charts. It's frequency response charts because there's so much information about noise canceling that this graph does not show. So I'm also not mad that because you would not be able to look as much as I want to be like Ellis is right AirPods Max or the GOAT, but it's like for example, like the speed of the drivers, like how fast those drivers can move in and out will affect how much of sudden sounds are able to be canceled. The excursion of the drivers, how far spatially they can move from their resting point is going to affect like how much like really low booms are able to be canceled. You know, there's a lot of other features that you can't just be like X frequency is canceled Y amount.
Yeah.
If anyone ever sends me a frequency response chart, block my number.
bro, what do you mean?
It's kind of like an MTF
I said what I
chart.
said.
It's kind of like an MTF chart for
It's like-
lenses.
It's like when people are like
Yeah.
the sound stage of headphones. I'm like, miss me. Straight up miss me.
Well,
I have many thoughts, but we have to get going.
Adam, you should try.
I just want to try. I want the bell, and I want to see what it sounds like with noise canceling headphones.
I mean, we all, Andrew, you and I, we always want the bell, baby. But you know,
yeah,
like
boy.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Taco Bell.
Oh, got it. Yeah, same.
Wait, no, we should. I would be interested in obtaining this.
I don't know how we will because it's only in London right now. But SKODA, if you're listening.
I would fly to London.
Anyway, Adam, do you want to transition it to us into your rant?
Speaking of
things that I'm angry about,
there you go.
there it is.
You're angry at bells?
No, not really.
So
More so,
More speaking about it.
no, I'm mad at Ellis's frequency response curve.
Oh, okay.
But also about Pixel 10A coming out in Japan in blue. Okay, I have a few questions here.
Okay.
So if you don't know, the Pixel 10A got a Japan exclusive variant that is like a nice blue color. It has its own cool icons and wallpapers and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's neat, fine. I'm confused because isn't this just the Pixel 10 color? Like the blue looks exactly the same.
Oh, that's where you get triggered the design people.
Okay, I know.
Such a specific blue.
It is a very specific blue, and it has a special name and everything. But I'm looking at it, and again, we don't have the actual device, so I'm looking at it on the screen.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the Pixel 10 that we have here in the office.
Yep.
And I'm just like, it's the same picture.
Yeah.
They're the same picture.
I don't know what it is about these companies that they sort of maybe they overdo like how much they think we care about the exact color. You know what Motorola does? They do they have a partnership with Pantone, and they'll do a special edition phone that is in the Pantone color of the year. As if I've ever met anyone who even knows what that is.
Tim.
Like,
know
we
what that
do
is.
have designers here.
You don't remember Cosmic Latte?
No. And like we
Pantone
have
color of the year from like.
I know that there are people who care about the Pantone color of the year, and those people are a very specific person who, pays attention to colors and new things like that, and that's very exciting to them. But does Motorola think that there is like a huge audience that's like, oh man, I can't wait for this Pantone color of the year to be a phone? I guess they do think that because we get that every year. And so here comes Google, and they're like, we've got this very specific blue. And no, it's not the same as the Pixel 10 blue. It's a certain, what are they calling it? Isai blue? Am I saying that right?
Isul? Asai?
I think it's named after the
ISAI.
designer. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like this is less about the
certain blue.
color and more about the collaboration.
Yeah, which that's my next point.
Yep.
That's a really cool collaboration. That dude is like a great artist. Why do we get Wicked and SpongeBob themes here in the States while Japan gets this
I think you know the
blue
answer to
phone?
that question.
Wicked and
Because
SpongeBob.
people here know about this and people there know about that.
How many times do we reference this guy and how many times do we reference SpongeBob?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Also, a little annoyed just generally about Pixel availability, just because it just came to Mexico like this past year. There's multiple countries where not all the features are available. It's like Pixel stuff is just all over the place, and it's very confusing.
Yeah.
But more so, the main reason why this caught my attention was because when I saw the article and I clicked the link to watch the video popped up in 4:3.
Oh, yeah.
And it's from Google Japan YouTube channel with a 4:3 video.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Google
Like,
Japan is so stylish.
The
dude.
art.
So, yeah.
If you go to Google Japan's YouTube channel, everything they do is so awesome.
Yeah, but not every other video. The other ones that I clicked on are just regular like 16:9.
Yeah.
This one was 4:3.
That's
and I
hot.
think it has to do with like the artsiness of it. But I
For
just
sure.
found it so interesting because Google is like the most corporate company.
Yeah.
And
They're not as corporate as like Microsoft, though.
I would disagree.
Really?
I think they're very corporate in different ways.
I guess.
But I think they still have this
Dude,
like
yeah.
idea of whimsy from back in the day, but they are super corporate. And the
Yeah.
fact that I clicked on a video and it was 4:3, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my rant.
I have a correction. Cosmic Latte was not a Pantone.
How dare you?
Don't worry, there's already
wonder we were all
7 comments.
I'm
from
so
people
sorry.
who-
Cosmic Latte was, remember like 10 years ago, they were like, this is the average color of the universe.
Whoa.
Cosmic Latte.
How do you guys not remember this? This is like the most marquette. It's space and color.
If you can rail against frequency response charts, I'm railing against average color of the universe. That is the
No,
most
yeah.
useless thing I've ever heard. What? The average of the universe?
But that sounds like something you'd be interested in.
But
Yeah,
we can
but
only
I-
see like
the average of the
How
universe
much
is
percentage
0,
of-
is black.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Black, yeah.
Most of the universe
Well, is that a color? Is that a lack
Not
of?
according to Johns Hopkins University, bro.
I mean, there's obviously the core of a neutron star, which is the brightest thing ever.
the average color of the universe is infrared.
No, it's Cosmic Latte.
Is it in the visible light range? Is what you're saying? Is the average of the universe?
Oh, you mean
happens
if
to
you
be-
compressed it into the visible light
That seems
range?
insane.
That's what you're saying.
I guess.
Look, Marquez, I would read about. I don't understand this stuff. I don't understand.
For those wondering, the Pantone color of the year,
It's freaking
2026.
tan, bro. It sucks. It's lame.
No, it's blue.
No, it's not.
Cloud Dancer.
This year?
That's lit.
11/42/01.
What? What happened to
But
cream?
yeah, all of a sudden I'm a big fan of Pantone. That's awesome.
No.
Adam, I looked up the only other Google Japan video I could ever think of, which is their 2022 April Fool's joke, which was they just made a keyboard where all of the letters are one really long stick. And funny enough, it starts in 4x3, and then when they announce the board and start swiping down, it expands to widescreen to put more of the keyboard.
Damn, that's so cool.
Yeah, that was an April Fool's Day thing.
Before we move on, do you guys know about Klein Blue?
What is Klein Blue?
There's an artist named Yves Klein who made this painting with this blue paint that they mixed themselves, and then they trademarked it, and now they have their own blue. And when you say it, it's like, that's stupid. Like, you can't use this color blue unless you pay this guy Yves Klein. But then you look at the blue and you're like, damn,
Yeah, dude.
that's a good blue.
This is also a bonus episode. If you click on the Pantone color of the year, it's like, please, no more. Here's a paywall. Sign up for 15,000 colors. I'm like, what?
Dude, Cloud Dancer, which is the color of the year this year, it's just like, it's beige. It's literally beige. There's a really awesome
But it's
article.
a very specific.
I don't care. It's
There's
beige.
so many colors.
There's an awesome article, I think by Mia Sato on The Verge, where she went to like the Pantone color of the year party.
Wow.
They've-
See, that's the.
That sounds lit. Not
Think
gonna
of the
lie.
person who would go.
No.
I'd go to that.
I would normally go to that if it was anything but beige.
You would normally go to the Pantone color of the year.
Of
party.
course. Would you not?
That sounds pretty sweet.
That's a
That sounds better than every
Would you
South by
not?
Southwest party I've
think-
ever
yeah.
heard of.
I think Pantone gets a bad rep because they're one of those companies that,
is evil.
Well, that's the thing is like,
Paywalling colors.
I
Yeah.
get the idea, like, yeah, you're paywall in colors, but also like, thank God they exist, dude. Because like, especially like right now, for example, right?
This should be a bonus episode.
I'm trying to, I got a suit jacket for a great price on eBay, and I'm trying to find matching pants, and I cannot find pants that are the exact same color. Like, this color matching has just been, and the whole point of Pantone
Is so you can
is
color match.
standardized. So if you see something on the internet, you can just read, that's color 89627.
Yeah.
You open up your book that you paid $10 million for,
And you can't leave in the sun.
yeah, it can't leave in the sun, and then you find 89267, and then you go, okay, now I'm certain.
And it standardizes it across different materials, different finishes, and this whole thing.
I think
We
that's kinda
accidentally know way too much about this, and maybe should actually be a bonus episode. But I am also fine with trolling Tim and people who are listening to this by saying they're paywalling colors.
This month's bonus episode is a Q&A. Link in the description to ask your questions. Please give us questions because we don't have any.
You think people are still listening?
I know. If you're still listening, then we want your questions because you are in this with us. So please.
We have a beautiful domain. You can go
yeah.
to waveformsurvey.com.
We're not reusing that at all. Not at all.
Never used that before.
Look,
in
we
anything.
we
And
paid for it. It's worth.
So to be clear,
you got to utilize it.
we are going to be doing a bonus episode soon. If you are still listening this far in the podcast, you are the type of person we want to answer the questions from.
Exactly.
Go to waveformsurvey.com, ask us questions. On an upcoming bonus episode, we will answer those questions.
But you know what else has questions and answers?
What is that, Ellis?
You already know. Oh, I left the fader down.
Trivia.
Trivia, dude. So we just spoke about Anthropic discovering all these vulnerabilities in Linux specifically. It's just one of the examples they used. But Linus Torvalds, when he initially made Linux, debated naming it something else. Was it A, freaks, a combination of free, freak, and the letter X to indicate that it was a Unix system? B, Weenix, changing the U in Unix to we. C, Tiger, which was the mascot at the University of Helsinki where he was at the time. Or D, Torvis, a combination of his last name and his first name.
Can you reread the first one?
Yo, your Weenix is showing.
Freaks, Freax.
No, but you said what was the reason? It's a
A
mix
combination
of free
of
and
free,
freaks.
freak, and the letter X to indicate that it was a Unix-like system.
I like that it's a combination of free and freak when it's just freak.
Hey, it's a
Tough one.
what is that?
Or is it FREEK?
Freax.
Oh.
Free freak.
It's a nested acronym, bro. It's fine.
Wow. I like that we have multiple choice trivia.
Thank you.
It narrows my odds to
25%.
slightly above zero.
Can I say,
Zero.
when I was looking up Artemis stuff, the number of how the furthest distance they were away from the Earth, and I kept being like, read it 4 times because I assumed that was going to be a trivia question. I'm really upset. This is the first time I was
Sorry.
doing research and I was like, that's going to be a trivia question. You have
Do
to
you remember it? Was it 252,000?
252, and I think it was like 750 or something.
That would have been a good trivia question.
Well, this is
At least now we know.
Now that we're mentioning multiple choice, the reason why I wanted specifically to do multiple choices this week is because YouTube has a feature where you, dear listener, on YouTube
Oh, yeah.
can play along and
Oh, I was so
guess what the trivia answers are.
What?
If it doesn't work, then ignore all of this.
Is it new?
As of like a month ago, and I've been meaning to bring it up for me and Ellis, but Ellis today just happened to pick a multiple choice question. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to pick one too so we could test this out.
So they can do this, but they still can't make an actual timestamp
Yes.
UI?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I knew is, you remember that headache you woke up with a few days ago?
He wishes he doesn't.
No, I Neuralinked us, bro.
okay. That's why my nose
We
is
broke
bleeding.
into your house. Me and Elon, we broke into your house. We Neuralinked you.
Yeah, well, Glasswing found a couple of vulnerabilities in that.
And Adam's brain.
I Neuralinked me too. Sorry, that's what I left that. So we're linked neurally.
Okay.
252,756. I was 4 miles.
Is that the Pantone color?
Yes.
We'll be right back. We're leaving,
It's beige.
but we'll be back.
Support for the show comes from Zapier. When it comes to bringing AI into your workflows, there's no shortage of hype, but turning that hype into something real and actionable starts with the right tools. Zapier is here to help. Zapier turns strategy into execution, so you're not just talking about AI, you're delivering on it. With its AI orchestration platform, you can bring AI into any workflow and focus more on what really matters to your company. You can even connect top AI models, including ChatGPT and Claude, to whatever tools your team already uses, so you can incorporate AI exactly where you need it. That can be workflows, an autonomous agent, a customer chatbot, or whatever else. You can orchestrate it all with Zapier, letting you do more with your time. And it's designed for everyone, not just tech experts. According to data from Zapier, teams have already automated over 300 million AI tasks using the platform. So join the millions of businesses transforming how they work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/wave. That's zapier.com/wave.
Welcome back. Whoop update from my rant last week, which, first of all, I want to say, if you enjoy Whoop and you were mad at me for saying that, I'm sorry. Enjoy your Whoop band. I'm way more mad at Whoop, the company, and their pricing and how insufferable their CEO is. But after I ranted about that, a bunch of fun stuff came out about Whoop, which really people were amped that I ranted about it, despite I didn't know what was going on. But Whoop is in the process of suing a company called Bevel, who is very similar to an app like Athletic that you use. Essentially, an app that can take fitness and activity data from whatever activity tracker you're using and conclude it into different types of sleep data and strain data and recovery, whatever, all those different things that every single other thing uses, but Whoop just tells you that they're better at it. But some of the reasons for why they're suing them is just very funny. Do you remember the Fine Bros?
Yeah.
The Fine Brothers, when they tried to
trademark
Reacts.
Yeah.
Because long story, but they wanted to own the concept.
They basically wanted to own the word React.
Yeah.
Just remember that in some of what I'll say here. So Bevel released a video going over a couple of the things of when Whoop sent them a cease and desist, and now this most recent lawsuit. So wow, total brain. We are very far into this episode, and it is showing. So in their first cease and desist, they asked Bevel to disable dark mode and change the name of strain and recovery as the names of metrics in their app, because I guess those are things that only Whoop can do.
Strain and recovery.
Strain and recovery. So the funny thing about this is Whoop only has one color background, which is a dark gray. Bevel has light mode and dark mode like every single other app that's ever been made. But light mode is their default. But I guess Whoop doesn't like their dark mode because it looks too similar to Whoop's. And they also don't like the names strain and recovery because I guess those are metrics that Whoop wants to own.
Those are things that they've named. The compilation of those metrics might be totally different in Bevel's app, but they probably feel like they want, like the word, like everyone I know who has a Whoop is like, what's your recovery score? This is my recovery score. How's your recovery? That's all they talk about is the recovery. So I can imagine an upstart trying to steal users from Whoop also using the word recovery very intentionally.
It's one of those things, though, when you start focusing too much on a word that has been around forever.
Yeah.
It's just a pretty common word that fits in there.
If you brought your computer into recovery, are they going to sue you?
Let's quick caveat though, and this is not me defending this, but it's a trademark and not a copyright, which means part of the nature of a trademark, if they're attempting to trademark this, they're trademarking its use in a specific method.
Context.
For example,
Yeah.
here's a great example. I could release, I don't know, give
Body battery.
No. Well, I'm going to take it another industry. I could release a line of protein supplements that I call Ellis's 1989 Super Protein, but I cannot sing a song in which I say the line, I would like to party like it's 1989, because Taylor Swift has the number 1989 trademarked for musical purposes.
She does?
Yes.
You can do that?
Yes.
I don't
That's
like
crazy.
that.
So, hey,
Yeah.
Wow. That's lame.
Yeah, I mean, this is everyone's gonna hate like Whoop suing them because obviously punching down looks terrible, but at the same time, there's gonna be a lot of companies, and I have no idea what Bevel's doing. I should probably be more informed on it, but there are gonna be companies that are gonna try to specifically steal users from Whoop, probably by mimicking a lot of their features.
Here's a couple of their claims that I'll read out loud. They claim that their home screen looks too much like theirs, that both apps use rings to represent user strain and recovery scores near the top. Those rings are colorful circular bars that increase clockwise, and there's a coaching feature in a rectangle using rounded edges and a dark gray background. So rings with colorful, I mean,
So
like every health metric ever.
everybody does that.
Fitbit uses it, Apple uses it, Garmin uses it, all rings with colors because colors and strain, green and red, are pretty common. Green, yellow, red is how most of that happens. A rectangle using rounded edges is a hilarious way of saying
Squircles.
a button. Every button ever that's been made. They said that Bevel's app updated the home screen, and it's obviously confusing and substantially similar to the Whoop app home screen. The only problem, so the way the home screen looks, it has 3 circles, the 3 different scores on the top when you go into it. Bevel originally had it separated into 3 rings, and Whoop for a long time was actually only 1 ring, and then updated their app after Bevel already had that, and now has the 3 rings, to the point where when they updated it, there was people commenting on it saying, like, looks like you're copying Bevel.
Whoa.
But now they're suing them, saying it looks too much the same. There's a section that says both apps use a crescent moon icon to demote sleep.
denote, you mean?
Denote, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
But to indicate sleep, I think a moon and sleep is pretty synonymous
obvious.
with each
Yeah.
other.
Maybe some Z's.
Yeah, and I think my biggest thing here is, which is I'm sure in the trademark lawyer world totally fine, but kind of stupid, I think, is saying the design's similar and could potentially confuse people into Whoop's UI. But Whoop is a thing that only exists when you are using the product. Nobody is getting confused if you don't have a Whoop band and go into the Bevel app. Like,
Yeah.
it literally has to.
Whoop?
Yeah. No one's like
Whoop?
buying a Whoop down, like, using it and doing the setup and then accidentally in Bevel and being like, oh,
Also,
this is, it
that really a
makes no sense.
problem? Like, they're not stealing users. Like, the copyright thing is usually like, are you replacing this or are you supplementing it? If you are replacing revenue that's coming to that company, then it's a problem. If you're not and it's just supplemental, it's usually not as much of a
Well,
problem.
they're a competitor, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, does Bevel have like a band or anything, or does it just
No,
take
it's
your
just an app.
existing fitness?
As far as I know, it's only an app,
Can
and
it-
it takes existing.
Can it take the metrics from Whoop?
Probably, but I don't know that for
I
sure.
doubt it.
And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Whoop doesn't let that.
I was gonna say Whoop probably has that locked down.
I don't know how Athletic and Bevel work. I just know that they can be used with different, trackers.
Yeah.
Whether it's a ring, whether it's a watch, whether it's whatever.
but
like
maybe not Whoop.
anything, but possibly not. Whoop.
Possibly not Whoop. I'm not sure.
So yeah, I don't know. This really just feels a lot like the Fine Bros trying to trademark.
Well, we know how
React.
that ended.
Yeah, didn't end great. This is great for Bevel because they were all over Twitter and probably got way. I've never heard of them before, and probably more people know about Bevel now.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't go too deep, but I think trademarking recovery and strain seems like
so
an
lame.
absolutely insane thing and a really lame thing to do.
So
which
lame.
feels pretty on point for Whoop.
Quick clarification.
Shut up, Alice.
While Taylor Swift does have the number 1989 trademarked, the specific trademark violation is she also has the phrase party like it's 1989.
Oh,
She does have the phrase, the number 1989 trademarked, as well as I found out in making sure I was correct on that. She has the phrase "this sick beat" trademarked.
No.
Oh, hell yeah.
What?
That's because it's the
Is it
best
the
part
way
of the
she
song.
says it? Because she says it's
Is it
special.
this sick beat?
I like that.
I think
I don't know.
trademarks are so stupid.
Trademarks are
I
really
get
stupid,
it, but
but
it's so dumb.
I do. I
have to
do
be able to
understand why
defend
they're
something.
Well, and they're different than copyrights because it's your right to do business as a thing, essentially. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's.
I also just want to say Taylor Swift was born on December 13th, 1989, and to imply that she was partying at that age is just bull. She was at the most.
You don't
She was
know that.
writhing.
You can't
She was.
prove that.
That's a party to some people.
Wasn't even sentient.
She was not even sentient yet, bro.
Also-
she was training her AI model in the early stages.
On a list of recent trademarks, she had recently gotten "Female Rage: the musical," which I don't even know what that's about.
Yeah.
But comment down below if you do know what that's about.
I don't
But you
know.
know what I do know lots about?
What is that?
The answers to the trivia questions that you wrote.
With the fader up this time.
Nice.
I like that. I like that.
Waveform, episode 345, trivia question number 1. That was me pretending to be Jason.
Derulo.
Sure.
That's a sick username, Jace.JSON Derulo.
I think someone already has that.
that has to be a real thing, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We get sued.
Guys, where does Anthropic's Project Glasswing get its name? A, an experimental F1 rear wing design from the ground effect era. B, a Central American butterfly with transparent wings. C, a type of parachute used by first responders to jump into dense forest canopies. Or D, it's an acronym. General Layer Analysis Screening with Integrated Neural GPTs.
The whole time you were saying Glasswing, I just kept thinking of DuckTales for some reason. That's all I could think of. Don't know why. Is there a Darkwing? Darkwing Duck?
Yeah,
Is that
Darkwing
okay?
Duck.
That's what I was thinking of.
Wow, what a reference.
Wow, we all said the same thing.
What'd you guys say?
Butterfly.
All three of us said butterfly.
David drew a tooth for some reason.
Guys, I think that means I'm getting
Never
worse.
claimed to be an artist.
Because you're all
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. On the blog post, they have a picture of a butterfly. Oh, boo. So I didn't go to it during the podcast, but
I know.
when I was reading
But
it.
am I losing my sauce?
No, thank God, Alice.
Am I?
Alice.
I used to deliver 4 bangers
Yeah, but we never get
still bangers.
points.
on Anthropic's.
need points.
On Well, all 3 of you got points, so it's as if none of you got points.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
true.
still failed.
That's true.
It's called Glasswing from the Butterfly because also none of those other 3 things are real. I made them all up.
Yeah, I figured.
The metaphor can. This is from Anthropic's actual website in a what one up here and what does the one mean down there. A footnote. The metaphor can be applied in 2 ways. The butterfly's transparent wings let it hide in plain sight, much like the vulnerabilities discussed in this post. Semicolon. They also allow it to evade harm, like the transparency we're advocating for in our approach.
Transparency. Wow.
They backroom their way into that or what?
Of course.
They probably asked Claude.
Somebody got a raise for coming up with that line.
Claude got a raise. What should we name this, Claude?
All right.
Yeah.
Quick update on the score after that correct question.
Yeah.
Marquez with 21. Andrew with 22. David in the lead with 25.
22.
But I'm not around.
Damn,
Hey,
this is the
that's
Taylor
trademark. That's trademark. That's trademark. You're gonna get sued.
Careful.
All right. When he initially made Linux, Linus Torvalds debated naming it something else. Was it A, Freaks, B, Weenix, C, Tiger, or D, Torvis?
You know what's crazy? There's one thing that Adam left off there, which he was also considering, which was Linus Tech Tips.
He was way early. Flip him and read. What do we got?
Oh wow.
Wow, you guys are locked in today.
Yeah, we're locked in. We are neural linked.
Yeah. All of us said D. Torvalds.
Nope.
Was it B?
It was not B.
Oh, good.
It was also not C.
No way, it's
it was
Freaks.
A, Freaks.
No way.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad he didn't do that.
FREAX.
Yes.
That is simply a bad acronym.
Is that a reference to phone freaking, or is that just like you're a freak?
What's phone?
Freaking.
Really fast, 30-second definition. Phone, old analog, like landline phone dialers actually worked by tones. Like you have a thing, like each button creates a tone, and then that tone, does a program on the other side of the thing. So someone realized you could hack into phones by generating tones, and that was called phone freaking.
Yeah, but phone freaking was PHREAKING. Yeah.
Okay, so this was not that.
It was
Yeah,
the cool version.
Yeah. It was Taylor's version.
No, that's also trademark.
Oh, no!
Careful, David, careful.
Lawsuit.
And with that, the podcast was finally over. Again, if you have questions for us, the comment section is always open. But if you made it this far, you can, of course, go to waveformsurvey.com and ask us whatever you want, because we're going to do a bonus episode where we actually answer those questions. So take your time. Come up with the best questions you possibly can. Leave your whatever questions down below, but come up with the best questions for waveformsurvey.com, and they'll be answered on a bonus episode. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hopefully the astronauts touch down safely in the ocean.
Wait, that's waveform with vowels, not without vowels. That's wave, WAVEFORM. Yes.
Good clarification. Hopefully now they've found it. I don't know whatever freaky website you went to before, but now they found the correct survey website. All right. Catch you next week. Peace.
Waveform was produced by Adam Molina and Ellis River, and partner with Vox Media Podcast Network, and our director of music was created by Vince Hill.
You do that early, Adam.
Speed run.
Are you looking at the liquid glass thing?
Now we're looking at Cosmic Latte, which is the average. It is, you have to read this very carefully. It describes the average color of the galaxy of the universe as perceived by a typical human observer, which to me says that the average is not actually in the visible wavelength typically. Right.